Hello and welcome to the Kobold Cafe. We're playing GURPS 4th edition, Upsilon Transcending. I'm Luke, the GM. We have got Terra.
Hey, I'm Tara. I play Lily, also known as Blink, also known as the ADHD one. Yeah, she's a teleporter and she's amazing.
If you say so. We've got James.
Hey, I'm James. I play Sigrid, the Berserker. My love for you like truck.
We've got Lee.
Hi, I'm Lee. I play Audrey, and she might be an American spy.
Pretty sure. Pretty certain. We've got Z Warrior.
Hey, I'm Z. I play Miles, the skeleton that got abducted.
It's that the story you're going with. Going
Yep.
forward, okay. We've got Jared.
Hey, I'm Jared. I am playing Matthias Oberlin. Goes by Ryan when doing superhero stuff. Proud owner of a bottle of cold Mezzini.
Delicious. We've got Everoth.
Hello, I am Everett, and I am playing for you today Lucius 2D Lockhart.
Tootie. Tootie in charge.
He pronounced the D very strong that time.
Yeah, I didn't. Finally, we've got Colin.
Hi, I'm Colin. I play Guy, the time traveler gunman.
Gunman. Half man, half gun. Perfect description. Don't think about it any further. Koi, last week you got into a fight with a big blob in a tunnel. You got into a fight with each other because some of you shot the blob before you were certain that it was an aggressive blob.
Before we knew there was a blob.
Before you even
then we
knew
got in
there was
another
a blob.
Yeah.
And then we got in another fight because someone wanted to keep it.
Yep, and someone ran away with it. Maybe they just disappeared.
So, did Myers got kidnapped by the blob, or did Myers kidnap the blob?
Bit of
He
both.
kidnapped the Bob.
Bit of both columns. It looked like. Although in the heat of the moment, it definitely looked like Myers were giving the blob orders.
And then there was a fight afterwards about the fight. It was great. It was a total Avengers moment.
The fight that happened during the fight about the fight.
Oh, and then after we got back, the fight that happened.
I didn't stop happening, from what I saw. But that was your Monday. What a fun Monday you had, I'm sure.
I've had worse.
And then we did like a day skip, I think, and then we left off.
I have no memory of the day skip, but that's not to say it didn't happen. It almost definitely did. You've got school to be going to. Work placements for some of you on not Tuesdays, so yeah, you've got school to be going to. You've got jobs to be gearing up to.
Sweet.
Exactly what you wanted.
I mean, school is happening, but also Lily is scouring the city with her brain owls to try to find her parents. Probably not going to happen, but she's doing that during the boring parts of classes.
Just about all of them. I rearranged this map a bit to include a bunch of crap that could be machinery.
I see that.
Nice.
It's pretty accurate.
Sigurd's off making nails. Kong, goddamn.
Very boring, I'm sure.
It was exciting the first few times.
So did we? Are we just like, what day are we doing this little meetup in the shop?
I'm not sure. I feel like I need to talk to Lee about some things about Lee's family.
You're definitely having a family call happen.
Yeah. I had a plan on him finally managing to find your phone number.
Drat.
Maybe it happens at an inopportune time when we're all having a conversation.
Maybe. I also am pretty sure that Audrey promised a few people she was going to tell him some things.
Yeah, but then the fight happened and we totally forgot.
She was planning on telling some people some things.
Okay, but that's not occurred just yet.
And it hasn't happened yet. It'll probably happen at some point if there is downtime, or if there is time around each other. We're not going off doing stupid things.
What's stupid?
Well, by the end of however long this is, if it's longer than a couple days, you are all probably sick and tired of Lily because she does not leave you all alone.
Well, I have to wear headphones when I'm using my machinery.
Yeah, but when you're not using your machinery, she hangs around.
I think when Lily's around, I am using my machinery.
Oh.
And then she boofs away because you're a dick.
I think by the end of a couple of days, we all start doing similar things, though. There's only so
Luke?
much tolerance.
I like to think that in Lucius' case, it's more like Laura comes out of nowhere.
Oh, you guys are moving in together, aren't you?
Yeah.
Yep.
Luke?
Oh, then she'll borrow some of the NPCs too. But yeah.
Yes.
Do you remember Matthias' phone call with Morrison?
Yeah.
He wanted to have Matthias look him in the eyes and say that stuff, and he said what I typed out there.
Mm-hmm.
So if a day pass, I do believe that Lucius has to report to Morrison too, right?
Aye, probably. But if you're all meeting up at this HQ on Monday afternoon like a bunch of chumps anyway, minus probably, because I'm not sure if he's left that room that he's in yet. Then I think just make a couple checks. Yeah. Not long after you've arrived at this location today. Matthias in particular, I'm not sure if you gave anyone a lift in your car.
Car probably usually stays here.
Aha. But there is indeed a knock at the door.
Look around and see if there's anything incriminating out.
Who's outside?
It's Jack. Mawson. Oh, where's his sheet? I mean, token.
I'm gonna say, Secret Surf is here.
Looks like I never made a token for him. What a chump.
Who from it?
Morrison's here.
Big eye roll.
Is someone going to go at the door?
No, I hate that
If he hear, he know. I'll go get the door.
As he walks in, I'm like scratching my nose conveniently with my middle finger.
I forgot that Sigrid wouldn't be moving a character sheet around. So he walks immediately.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, that's fine. Pushes his way past Sigrid slightly to just glare at all of you. What's this shithole? What are you doing to your car? Whose bikes are these?
Driving every now and then.
Good morning. What brings you here?
Luke, quick question
Afternoon.
about law.
Yeah.
Do they have to have a warrant?
Yeah, if it's, like an official surf action.
Right, but once you invite them into your house, they're in, like vampires.
Yeah, we just opened the door. He just barged in. So Lily's gonna say, "I don't have to tell you shit, man."
Sigrid is currently fingering an axe.
I think
Maybe-
he is like pulling a tarp over some things that he's in the process of making.
But yeah, I think maybe Sigrid's got the inquisitive eyes over to the rest of the crew. You
Yeah.
all know what she's asking.
Shakes head no.
Nod once and like just kind of hang a little close.
Was it detective or inspector? Audrey asks.
Neither. Mister. Or just Jack. Is this one paying attention? And Guy, I'm guessing you've got headphones on as well, or?
But not like music headphones, but
Oh, okay.
the
noise
ones for
cancelling.
loud noises, so they're probably around my neck.
Oi! You.
Sup?
I know all these chumps. Guy, is it?
If you say so.
Frowns at you. Guy with a grenade launcher.
I'll like look around exaggeratedly, pat my pockets.
What? He's looking around at everything.
What the fuck you want?
I want to know if people are lying to me.
Nobody says anything.
Lucius is just.
I have to tell you the truth. They probably have been lying to you all along. You look fucking awful with that haircut.
Lucius is just smoking a cigarette and trying not to make eye contact with Jack.
Should Lily roll in acting? Because the image on the sheet actually doesn't look horrible.
Show it to me again. I don't have it.
It's a mullet.
It's,
What are you talking about? Dude's got a mullet. Like, mullets never look good.
Yeah,
but
no,
it's the 90s.
The purple pens don't kill it for me, so I have to side with Lily.
Oh, those are purple.
Well, yep.
What?
Fair enough. I will go in for denim.
But yeah, no, but she doesn't have to roll at acting because it looks terrible.
Mm-hmm. That's what you get when you let a colorblind person pick your jeans for you.
I
thought
would
he
let
was
the
just being hip.
colorblind person dress me every day. Like,
M-
you'd
Miss-
always be noticeable.
Are you propositioning him?
Maybe.
I'll do you the opposite, but
Mr. Morrison, what brings you here?
in the neighborhood. That's me, not Mawson. Bro, play it off. He coughs up a lung.
It was the 90s. It was back when characters could smoke that weren't bad guys.
It's where you could still advertise it as well. It's like, yeah, smooth.
Wait, when did you stop being able to advertise cigarettes?
Well,
When the Flintstones did it.
like, you know,
No, stop. But yes. Sorry, I was making a joke about America being kind of a shitty place.
no, that's okay. I was just having a drink of liquid. Mystery liquid.
So it kind of feels like you're in the room here, Mr. Morrison.
I'm just looking to see if you kids knew what you were doing in here. It's kind of dangerous looking.
Knew what we were doing where? He looks at Jack a little bit suspicious.
All this
You're on first name basis.
heavy machinery.
I-
Sorry.
Is
Assure
that
you, I am
illegal?
fully certified to use all of this equipment.
It's a clubhouse. What were you expecting?
I apprentice under him.
And this is like where I hang out. What is your fucking problem?
It was bikes, are they?
Belong to a friend.
Does it matter?
No, I suppose it doesn't. You kids been in sewers?
Lucius opens his eyes wide and then just slowly turns to Morrison.
Are you here to like question us, or what's the deal?
I'm just
They're
here.
like, if you're gonna start questioning, I got my lawyer on speed dial.
Lucius gonna ask, what were you told, or what are we being accused for? Trying to not to look suspicious as to Morrison's.
By asking the most suspicious question possible.
Well,
Yep,
no,
I love
he
it.
is accusing us of something. He's just asking, what are we being accused of?
I'm not accusing you of anything, kids. I got no time for this today.
Then why did you come here?
But you are one who came here.
Yeah, exactly. It's
I'm going
strange,
shadow.
right? What is he up to? Are you blocking the door there, Sigrid, or?
Yeah.
Okay. So he like looks up at Sigrid, which is a rare occurrence. Step aside, please, girl. I've got places to visit.
I'll nod at Sigrid, like gesture to move out of the way with my head.
I think Sigrid like looks him in the eye and just glares as she like steps aside.
Did Lucius just fucking vanish?
Unless you want me to make a check.
I'm all right
But
at
yeah,
this
he is
moment.
behind or underneath Morrison.
Just give me a straight up stealth for this very second.
Got it. $12 out of 16.
Mm-hmm. He takes one kind of last good look around as best he can with Sigrid's body indoor before it gets slammed in his face, I'm sure.
Well, this place is burned. It's time to move.
All right, when did you guys stop hating that guy? Or what gives?
Where'd the fuck Lucius go?
I not hate him. I just despise anyone who come as spy.
Yeah, I'm gonna do a quick examination of anywhere that was within arm's reach of when he was here to make sure he didn't plant anything.
Yeah, nothing out of the ordinary that you can spot.
That was weird.
That was weird.
Also, Luke, I did a shadowing.
Are you gonna follow him back as well?
Oh, things are following him back.
Mm-hmm. And Lucius, are you getting into the car with him? It's a, big, plain black, unmarked SUV kind of deal.
Yep.
Alrighty.
I can only be 15 minutes with him. So if I'm gonna run out of time and go in the back, come out, wait 15 seconds, then go back into the shadows under him.
So you appear as just Lucius in the boot for a while, maybe the trunk.
On the on the trunk. Then wait 15 seconds and then go back into the shadows.
All right, give me another stealth for that car ride, because it will last longer than 15 minutes.
Do you need more than one?
No, just the one will do. Success by 2. Yeah, you're all right. I'm happy with your technique as well, because it's just funny.
Should we migrate this conversation elsewhere, everyone?
Yeah, I guess so.
We gotta find a new place.
Yep.
And Gil walk over and grab the duffel bag of money out of the drawer that it's been sitting in. Anybody feel like going shopping?
Later.
I see
Let's
this thing in movie called Front.
Shh, secret. Shush. Let's move.
Yeah, let's get out of here.
All right.
I'll bamf us all, I guess, to Audrey's house, because that's or my place. Either one.
Let's go to Lily's. It's been a while.
We got a pool.
And I mean, honestly, I doubt so highly that there's any kind of bugs in here.
Very true.
Like, good luck showing up at the
Warrant?
They have legit security here.
yeah.
Weren't there just a bunch of cops here recently?
Well,
For
yes, but
protection?
before they expected us to be superheroes.
Okay.
And right after they left, it was probably swept with security.
To keep the American spy safe.
All right, gang. So we need a new place of business then, right? Or, right? Like,
What was he trying to do?
show us that he knows something.
I think I'm confused as to, like, what's our relationship with him? Like, hasn't he helped us?
Like, he is an asshole that was one of the main pushers to prosecute Trent and I, and like Sigrid.
Out of character, is it possible you were confusing him with Garth?
Wasn't he there?
No,
Mawson,
I mean Lee.
Mawson was at the meeting where you got tagged, aye, and he did want more stringent measures against both of you.
Out of character, no, but the, there was a genuine risk. Audrey is genuinely surprised that you guys are so sour on that guy.
That's fair.
Like, frankly, I'm sour against all of our people.
The whites.
Seriously?
Garth, that guy, yeah. Garth may have got us our like equipment or whatever, which is cool, but you know, frankly, he's trying to turn us into his little strike force. He's grooming us for some shit.
Yeah, it's probably true.
That just means
Like-
training. I'm okay with that.
Except he's not actually training us.
No, this how you say trial by fire.
Lily shrugs and says, "Really? The most fucked up thing is so far, the Yakuza are the ones whose hearts are in the best place."
Oh, that remind me. And Sigrid
Just wanders off. Okay. Okay, bye, Red.
Like straight out the front door kind of deal.
Sigrid goes down to floor like 64 or whatever it was.
All right, it's in the same building.
Oh no, she's gonna go down to the gift shop first and grab a bundle of flowers and then go find Dickless.
Not just like take some flowers off of one of the tables as she's heading out.
Oh yeah, right.
Oh, the flowers in her bed.
Sigrid
You
probably.
don't have people that water them.
Oh yeah, we probably do have people that water them. Never mind.
Yeah.
Bourgeoisie.
Wealth creators.
Like,
Praise be upon them.
but again, that's just me. Like, and I gotta say that something that I realized after talking to them is we're helping in all the worst ways.
What do you mean?
Like, we're going through here and acting like hyped up surf officers, punching the problems, axing them in the back.
Well,
Granted,
we're trying to work
sometimes
our
that
way.
needs. Oh, go ahead.
Well, I was just saying we're trying to work our way towards the heart of the problem. We just don't have a lot of intel. Like that's
Like,
our biggest
yeah.
problem. We know nothing.
Like, and I get that, but I'm also saying, like, what the Yakuza said a couple, when we talked to them has been bouncing around in my head, and they're actually trying to help people down in the blocks in other ways, like financially or like, you know, giving them jobs or giving them the kids stuff to do or whatever, and we're just punching people in the damn face. Like, granted, that needs to happen because I don't want, another nuclear war to happen or whatever because some assholes kill. Who's the president again?
James Woods.
James Woods.
James Woods or whatever. But at the same time, we can do both things.
What are you saying?
Like, why don't we actually help people with that big bag of money we have in point? It's like, do we really need to be hoarding that shit?
We're working our way through it.
By getting ourselves toys.
You're not wrong. So what's the idea?
Like, I don't
Just
know, maybe
throw it
we
in the
open
streets?
like no, like why don't we like open a youth center or something like that? I don't know. In the
How?
blocks.
Roll against money laundering.
How?
Like, what do you mean how? With the big bag of money we have.
I mean, what would it do?
It would help the community that is, well, dreadfully underrepresented or like whatever.
I mean, doesn't the government here do that?
I mean, obviously it says it does, but we've been down there a lot. Can you say that it's been peachy dory or hunky dory down there?
I mean, we've
Peachy-dory.
literally gone to the worst places we could find.
People live there full time. Like that's their day-to-day existence.
This place doesn't really seem to resemble the ideals of Marx at all, I have noticed.
Yeah, it's not exactly the paradise as advertised.
It is the paradise that's advertised. We're not putting people into slavery to fight endless wars or whatever. But at the same time, nothing is damn perfect. So why don't we make it a little bit better instead of being part of the damn problem?
By creating a community center and running it with our spare time?
Something we could hire people or whatever. Again, I'm just spitballing here because, frankly, I'm tired of just murdering people and saying we're making things a better place.
Yeah, I'm
mean-
definitely tired of murdering people. That needs to stop.
I haven't murdered somebody in quite some time.
But I mean, if we want to do something good with the money, I don't have a problem with that.
I would be willing to donate some time every week. I could definitely teach some things. I also think that if we just provide the community with a space and lay down some ground rules, that people in the community might also be interested in going in to teach classes or set up a youth soccer club or whatever.
I mean, these kind of spaces usually exist. They just don't have any money. Like, you could probably find somebody to partner with or sponsor.
Just out of character, because now I'm kind of upset that I pulled myself out, but it could also be a really good front, and I'm sure one of you has thought of that.
Guy is
Yeah,
thinking about it, but not saying a thing.
Okay.
and then Lily could also I'll take out Lily's kind of done when she got, and then also like we could operate out of the basement or whatever.
Guy knocks over a big pile of explosive canisters.
They're empty.
That's good.
There's no primers yet. That's
Wouldn't it just be better if we don't want the money to just give it to people? This seems like a really indirect way of helping them.
Like, again, we could just do that, but at the same time, you know,
They'll just spend it on drugs and iPhones.
it's not that they're gonna. It's we could decide how the funding goes and like help and actually help people. Like, I don't know. You guys don't see the shit I see.
Excuse me?
Like, you don't see the shit I see.
whose high school was raided by elite government agents trying to capture them?
I wasn't saying you haven't seen shit. I was saying you don't see it continuously.
Silence, lungs.
I have a feeling we've all seen some shit. I'm not trying to say my shit is bigger than your shit. I'm just tired of seeing it happen and doing nothing about it in my home.
I agree with Lily.
But no one dies if we do that.
I know. Shocking. Look, like, they're innocent people, and they're getting a bad rep right now. Not a bad rep, bad lot.
Hand.
Sure, that too.
You people took that end. And well, you took it. That's something.
And that's something.
Sigrid.
Yeah,
Oh, go on.
Yeah, I think it's about Sigrid.
Yep.
I just felt like, that conversation we're wearing a bit thin. It's slowed down. So I just wanted to look at Sigrid, who's managed to get these flowers and has now somehow managed to find the recovery ward for leg work.
Can I grab a napkin? Like a white napkin
Yeah.
as well? Like at somewhere, I'm sure there's like some food tray in one of the rooms that, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I'll walk into his room holding the flowers and like waving that napkin.
Just roll a fright check real quick.
It's pretty good.
Like, as soon as you walk in, he just says, "Oh shit, no way, bro. This isn't real, right?" And he's pressing the button. It's like, "Nurse, help!"
But I bring flowers and white flag. The white flag thing, right?
This is like some
From
kind
the
of
movies.
bad joke, dude. The nurse appears. She says, "Is everything okay, Mr.
No,
Noble?"
he
"She's trying to kill me," he says.
no, I bring flower. I bring flower. I'll put him down at his bedside, and I come to apologize.
He's like glaring at you. Nurse just shakes her head and walks away. He's like, apologize for what? Breaking my ball bag open?
Yeah, that pretty much it.
He,
I hear you also have bedtime afterward, so. But I do feel bad for what I do.
he just frowns. He's like, good. Your singing was horrible. You should feel bad for that karaoke.
Glares for a moment.
But, like, thanks for the flowers.
No problem.
Hey, check out my legs. He whips off the bed sheet. You see his shiny new metal legs.
Oh. Yeah.
Some
Mila do
fucker
say she make best tech.
shot me in the knees, but I don't remember it.
Wow. I don't know how that could happen. And then walk out.
He's smelling his flowers as you leave, looking a bit dumb, just being like,
And
definitely
then
washing
actually
your ass as you leave.
head to the nurse's station
Okay.
and ask the nurse, like, you know who I am?
Nods.
Yeah.
Sigurd?
I want. Yes. Yes. I want you to put his whole charge on Mila.
There's no charge. Fool.
Yeah, it's
Oh, right.
Yeah. And Sigrid wouldn't expect there to be either, I don't think.
Okay. Then never mind. Retcon that whole thing out, and Sigurd just goes up to the apartment again.
Alright. Maybe you say, like, look after that one, please.
Oh yeah, there we go.
Watch after
Send out-
Nicholas.
when he recover, send him prostitute.
Yeah. Get that man woman when he recover.
He need woman. We don't do that here, Sigrid.
Or man, it need prerogative. And then yes.
Mila's word of the day calendar paid off in that instance.
I see Sigurd also watching like a lot of goddamn TV.
Yeah, so much. It's like the magic box with the fairies in it. And the funny, the hilarious. The mirror make the hilarious happen.
Well, I mean, it's all historical, and she gets to learn about the history. Until eventually she watches something on Vikings, and it's just like so wrong.
And it'd be a 90s documentary on Vikings, or you're watching the film. Did it have? Oh, I can't remember who's in it. But they're not good. It's called Vikings.
Antonia Mint. Okay.
Yeah,
Oh.
Eaters of the Dead. Oh no, that was the book.
I think it's called The Vikings.
13th Warrior.
Yeah, there you go.
It's amazing. I need to watch it again.
There was always Valhalla Rising.
You've got options. I meant to do
Anyhow.
this off stream, but seeing as we're here and I didn't. A few hours earlier,
Uh-oh.
the blob squeezed through a pipe in this dirty old dusty lab, wriggled over to the corner, and stretched out two long tentacles into the fleshy growths that appear to have formed on the twins' necks. The twins are a pair who went missing this week, last week I suppose. Regenerators. Same sort of power as Sigrid, much more rapid. Unclear if they're also unkillable and things like that. But when the tentacles attach, these two twitch, kind of tense up as if in pain for a moment before turning around to face the blob and speaking at the same time. Are you still inside me?
Yeah, Miles climbs out and damn, you can actually talk.
You see ripples on the surface where you've stepped out. Almost like a precursor to its spikes. But it holds off. You helped. Why?
Well, I took a liking to you. I wasn't just gonna let them blow you up.
You are not a normal organism.
Neither are you.
Did you also escape?
Mm, in a sense, but I like the place. Is the voice coming out of the twins?
Yeah, it's when it speaks, it's these two speaking simultaneously.
Mm-hmm.
And
How long?
these tentacles are so thin, like a straw, half a center diameter in places, and they just look like floating string underwater, pretty much.
Mm-hmm. Very light.
Very light, yeah. They throb a little bit like a vein as well.
How long have you been hiding here?
Only 2 or 3 days. Do you know what this place is?
Looks like an abandoned lab for me.
I had memory of it. Where to find it. But there is no explanation for this.
Where did you get those guys?
I found them on the streets. They have promising genetic material that I have borrowed. I cannot
Kinky.
access yours. And a tentacle's been floating out and kind of like rubs up against your skull, against your spine. It's just like, I would like to taste you, but you are not tasteable.
Welcome to Luke's Hentai Hour.
Yeah, well, sorry about that. There's a plethora of things that don't work on me.
Me too. I am broken. Not at full capability.
Mm. Do you, like, need food? Or something else?
Yes.
What do you eat?
People like these ones.
Oh, that's gonna get you into trouble.
Yes. I was being pursued. They could have killed me with whatever they were using.
Can you eat something else like animals or...
Possibly. Are these animals? And much like when the misunderstoodlings squeezed out its flesh, some creepy little rat creature looking things squeeze out of its flesh. A couple of deformed bird attempts.
Yeah, those look like animals.
Yes. Definitely an owl. Yes, those will do. But they lack
Hideous flesh owl.
interesting genetic material. Such as
Yeah,
these share.
well, my advice is that you stick to the animals? Because if you kidnap more people, the guys are gonna come back and try to kill you again.
I will do that. It's thinking. I'm thinking. You should not stay here, though. I am waiting for someone, and I do not know how they will react to you.
Who are you waiting for, if you don't mind me asking?
I do not know, but they gave me the memory of this place. Give me a perception.
Perception. Fail by what?
Failure. No worries. Just rubbing some of that cream on as you're looking around the room.
Yeah.
Mwah.
Well, I could hang out, give us some pointers. Who knows who this person might be? They could try to take advantage of you.
It is a possibility. I suspect they know my purpose, the reason for my existence. I intend to kill them if it is not satisfactory.
Yeah. Yeah, if they're trying to screw you over, they'll definitely do that.
Where is a good place to find animals?
Let me
Is there-
roll.
Is there a zoo in Nirvana?
Petting zoo. You know of a few
Hitting it.
places.
So there are those parks, the reserves, or the kind of foresty areas. You should be able to hunt there, more or less unmolested.
Thank you. I will look into it.
Do you have a name?
I have a designation, but it leaves much to be desired.
Oh, shoot.
TG417X.
Yeah, that's kind of lacking.
I thought I may
Well,
name myself from what I have seen emblazoned about this place. It rolls over a smashed glass beaker that's on that table, so that you can
Does
see
it say Dunning?
Dunning. You scumbag. Yes, it does say Dunning.
well, crap.
So it's like Sigurd's sister.
So you gonna call yourself Dunning?
Maybe. Do you know this name?
Yeah.
Then it is taken.
Yeah, they're a rich family here. They might have built this place. They probably built this place, yeah.
Seems like a safe assumption to make. Hmm.
Probably someone working for them, like Baydew or something. Well, anyway, my name is Miles. And, well, you know, we creepy folks should stick together.
Creepy fucks. Yes. You are a friend, Myas.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, my mom has a penguin, so if you see a penguin, don't eat it, please.
I don't think I have seen a penguin yet.
They look kind of like this, and I'm gonna like draw more or less a penguin on the mold.
Pingwangs. Penguins. Pinglings. Yes, it says, I will not eat penguins.
Thanks, appreciate it.
I can return you to the subsurface. You should not be here when my creator arrives.
You sure? Or I can hide inside you. They won't see me.
That would be acceptable, though I do not know how long they will be.
No, it can't be too long. They'll probably have to go to sleep before I do.
So, are you sticking around with this thing for a while then?
Yeah, I wanna know who is coming here.
Alright. It talked to you through these two for quite a while, I think.
Yeah,
It
make small talk.
It enjoys talking, it realizes. It kind of ends up talking a lot at you. Okay. So that's what happened to Myas.
Meanwhile, the rest of us don't even seem to notice that he's been missing or care.
I think Lily's really upset at him, but you know.
Yeah, we noticed that he's not here because we couldn't yell at him.
Also, the smell.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
And only Lily so
Maybe
far
we should
noticed.
let Lucius have his turn.
Yes, Lucius, thank you. So, Mawson's car will go directly to Parliament after visiting you.
Mm-hmm.
Give me another stealth check, please.
Got it.
It'd park underground, and then as you're getting out, you think Mawson might have noticed you, but you're not 100% sure.
still follow him around.
Okay. He acts like he's not noticed you if he has. And then he kind of heads straight for an office. It's not an area you've seen before. Very plain. Quite deep underground, it feels like. And he'd walk into one of these empty offices and sit down and say, "All right, Lucius, what do you want?"
He steps out and lights a cigarette because he has been without smoking for a while, and just stands right there, not even looking at Jack first. He's giving him his back as he comes out of his behind him, and says, "Well, I was wondering what was wrong with you. What's your problem today?"
Were you in sewers, Lucius? Last night?
You already. He starts to turn and then just slowly get in front of Jack on the other side of the desk. Or not sure if there is a desk on one of those empty rooms.
Yeah, there's a desk.
Okay, so he gets on the other side and he just looks at him down. Say, you already came and said that, and if you already knew that, then why do you need me with them? I mean, are you really just using me like a pawn, or do you really think this is not going to get noticed by the rest when you come to the, I want to call it garage, or do we have another name for it?
What's that?
Sex dungeon.
We're going to call it Matthias Garage.
All right. 5 people died last night. 5 mob guys. They got shredded. Turned to shit. I know what did it. You know what did it. You saw it.
He nods and listens.
With that piece of shit we had in here. Well, not here. In that other place you followed me to.
Who let it out?
We don't know. But we expect someone did.
And why did you came to the place? You just wanted to bug it out, or he just looks at him confused as to that specific action?
I wanted to see Guy in the flesh. I wasn't sure he was real.
Lucius just face palms real hard. Then he looks at Morrison in the eyes and then says, "And who else is watching them?"
No one's watching that I know of. We've got Lily tracked. We don't need to watch. We know where
Detect
she
lies!
is. He seems to be pretty confident in his assumption that Lily is tracked.
He's gonna hit the desk with both of his hands. Bullshit! You knew we were there before that, and I'm pretty sure you could have noticed even if it wasn't just from Lily. How else are you watching us? He's gonna press the matter.
You gonna what?
He's pressing the matter, like he's calling him,
Okay.
like, you're not watching us just from Lily. How else are you watching us?
I got eyes in lots of places, Lucius. That's my job.
Do you know how to detect lies, or?
No, it'd be an interrogation, I think, if you want to get something out of him.
That would not be something he has, so he's gonna stop at this point and just give up.
You might have a default you'd want to use. Let me see.
Oh, I have psychology. Could I do that?
Psychology might.
That's not the same thing as fast talk or interrogation.
No.
Well, he's thinking. His take on this is Morrison already knows a lot about what we're doing before Lucius even gives something out. So he's worried that he has like bugs in them without even knowing that Matthias is also reporting.
Interrogation does default to psychology -4.
Okay, I can try that.
It's kind of, you're going to try and trick him into saying something by looking at his patterns of thinking, maybe?
Yeah,
But-
I tried to catch him on the live, but I don't think I make it.
No, it goes back and forth like that for a while, I think. And he's like, look, Lucius, lots of people tell me lots of shit. And sometimes if you show up in a place, I am gonna find out.
Fine, I believe you.
No, I want
you
you to
gotta-
be careful, Lucius. I don't want you to die. Because I think you show promise, alright? I know what you're applying for. I can help you get what you need to get the roles you want out of your education. And I have also got job opportunities that I think would suit you better, that maybe do not necessarily appear in official lists.
Fine, but you gotta let us work. If you're gonna be showing up, then I don't know. The group is just gonna be acting erratical.
Yeah, I regret what I did, honestly, after seeing it. I don't know what I expected to find. Bunch of dead bodies, stolen secret surf guns.
No, those guys died before we even got there. You shouldn't have sent that team if you didn't knew what it could do.
Hell,
We didn't even knew what it could do, and we probably survived just because they went before us.
I had 64 people in those sewers.
Jesus.
That team broke orders and went off on their own, but it's still my fault. And don't you fucking know I feel guilty about their deaths? You little prick, don't tell me about not sending teams off where they're not meant to be.
All right.
How do you
sorry
think I'd
about
feel about you? I'm not responsible for you. I can't look after you, Lucius.
it. I'm not a kid, Morrison. I can look after myself. But I thank you for caring about that. At least they know I'm not a disposable pawn like I thought for a second.
Just frowns. He's like, I'm not using you for anything, Lucius. Except for keeping an eye on people who might hurt themselves.
They're fine. They know what they're doing, and I just keep them around. Most of the time, they don't even know what I'm doing with for them, but that's fine.
Look, I
The
don't
longer we
care.
can keep-
I don't care what crimes you break. Honestly, I do not give a fuck.
I'm a law-abiding citizen, Morrison. I do not break crimes.
I just need you out of Secret Surf business. And he's just openly calling himself Secret Surf now, because that's fun.
Lucius just taps the ash of the cigarette and just shakes his. Well, what were you coming here for, anyways?
I've got meetings all day.
About the same creature?
About all sorts of shit. About my 5 Secret Surf deaths.
Anything you want or I could know to help you out?
If you find out where that thing is, I'd be very grateful. But do not go looking for it, yeah? It'll kill you, Lucius.
I'll make sure of it. That thing does not like me crawling around. Trust me, I don't want to get close to that. I don't want to even touch that thing. But I will let you know if I see it.
Do you know your
Anything
way out?
else? Sorry, go.
Do you know your way out?
Yeah, I can make myself absent.
Alright, good, I'm busy. Sorry, Lucius. You do not need to move your shop, but I don't know if you'll be able to convince your pals of that.
I'll see what I can do. Though I do need to know anything you may know about that thing. I don't want anything to take us by surprise. Any stupid detail might even save a life. So if you have anything you haven't told me, this is the time.
It's engineered genetically. We don't know who by or where it came from. I think you might know about as much as us now.
That's a good start.
It can
Might be able
possess
to-
people. It takes them
Okay.
over. It can have puppets.
So it's not alien.
We don't think so. We think it's just human. Well, human-made.
Damn it. Good thing at least I didn't bet on it.
Hmm.
Well, thank you for the information, Morrison. At least this way I can start investigating and maybe get you more information. I'll see what I can find. And
Don't
just
look
like
into
that-
it. Just if you see anything, let me know.
he just waves him off as he starts walking towards the door. I'm not gonna look for the creature. I'm gonna look for the creator. And then he just steps into the shadows.
He steps into the shadows. He steps into the shadows. I'm gonna get a new
So
AI
wait,
dungeon
is
going.
Lucius gonna try to find God?
No, he is gonna look. Morrison said that he
For
was
the
looking for
creator.
the creators of the creature. Sorry, yes.
Jared knows exactly what you're saying. It's just being a dickhead. All right.
Sigurd comes back up.
Sigrid comes back up.
Hey, where'd you head off to?
Oh, I went and see Diklis.
Oh,
I was putting that cross on the table. You do realize this family's Jewish, right? Anyway,
Any which ways. So, Audrey, you've got a cell phone.
she does.
Now feels like a good time for it to be ringing from unknown number or a number but you don't know the number.
Sure. She'll stand up and,
It does have a US country code on it.
all right, she'll step aside to take it. Sort of put up the finger of, sorry, be right back. Hello?
Please hold for Mr. Hurst. You
That's not
recognize
helpful.
the voice. I'm just making sure I've got names right. Have you
Sorry.
named your parents anywhere?
She doesn't have parents. Her parents are dead.
Oh, snap. I need to check up on things. So,
Do you want me to
Yep.
resend you that
no,
link?
no. Yes, probably as well. Yep. I'm reading some things and remembering.
Oh, the last thing on our private messages is the link. I'm not going to resend it.
Yeah, do not.
Towards the very bottom, though, is a family tree and then some drama. But the family tree is the key part.
Mm-hmm.
The short version is that she's got grandparents that are sort of the head of her branch of the family, and then there's aunts that are in her branch, then a bunch of uncles that are the other branches.
Wow. Yeah, this is complicated. So, in fact, no,
you know,
yeah, it's...
why make a simple thing when you can make it convoluted to hell?
Oh,
Absolutely.
yeah.
You're right,
Oh,
way.
yeah, it's amazing.
Well, I may have borrowed a lot of real life stuff also, and it's a complicated real life thing.
So, in fact, it's not please hold for Mr. Hurst, it's please hold for Ms. Hurst. And you think you recognize the voice, but all your family's got 10 secretaries each, so God knows which
Yeah.
one's secretary this is in particular.
Well, and some of them share secretaries, or it's hard to keep track.
Mm-hmm.
Shoulder mouth to everybody else. I need to take this and step a little bit further away. You all can probably tell that she's a little concerned.
I might eavesdrop. Is there an owl in that corner? Or are they all in my room?
Do you have one hiding in the bathroom?
Yeah, there's almost definitely not an owl in the bathroom.
No.
Or like a perch outside the window? You could also just like physically listen.
Yeah, I'll try, but you got a good distance from us now. What's the minus? I don't remember.
It'd be a lot, like -8 or 9 probably.
I'll try. I'll just roll straight up and see if I even make it. So, yeah, nope.
Yeah, you're not picking up on this. Alright, I think I've figured this out.
I can definitely suggest people.
Yeah, I think it might be Patricia or Anne. Maybe Victoria.
Right, so one of the aunts, and not grandma.
Yeah, one of the aunts and not grandma.
Right.
Yeah, I want to say it's Patricia, not Catherine. Catherine is the grandma, right?
Yeah. And actually, I would not go with Patricia. I would go with Anne or Victoria.
Okay.
There are real life connotations for Patricia that you'll be aware of if you look her up.
Alright, so it's Anne.
Yep. Patricia is the one with the longest Wikipedia page.
Audrey? Audrey, is that you?
Oh, Aunt Anne, hi.
Oh, you sweet baby. I can't believe I'm speaking to you. Where have you been? Well, that's a moot point.
Happy New Year's.
Yes, Happy New Year's, darling. What are you doing there? Why are you in that place?
What do you mean, what am I doing? I'm studying abroad.
And you've chosen Nevada?
Well, yeah. I mean, they have the best tech schools.
Ugh. Ugh. Your grandmother is not happy. We've had no contact from you, Audrey.
I mean, I called from Japan. That was like 6 months ago out of character.
Yeah, how long ago was that? You've missed this birthday, this event, this affair?
I mean, it's hard to get back into the country.
And the things that are happening in that place right now. Oh, good heavens.
What do you mean?
It's been all over the news. There were hundreds killed just last month in an attack. A terror uprising of radical socialists who thought it wasn't left-wing communists gulag enough.
Out of character, Audrey kind of expects her to rant for a little while, so
Yeah.
I'm okay with hand-waving like a minute or two of ranting.
Yeah, good 4 minutes of rant. So for 4 minutes of Audrey's conversation, you just hear buzzing and yep, that's yep.
Really, it's probably very familiar for Lily, to be honest.
And then finally, just you need to call your grandmother and your grandfather and tell them your plans.
Fine.
They want you back here. But I expect they could be convinced if you must.
All right. I'll give them a call. What time is it there?
That's something I should have checked.
I'm not sure what time it is here either.
It'd be afternoon in Nirvana, probably between 4 and 5 p.m. right now.
All right, then it's too late. I'm assuming like Hawaii time-ish.
Yeah.
A little bit, yeah.
So it's like
We
6
haven't looked
hours
at the
ahead.
world map in a while.
Oh yeah, the world map.
So she's probably doing this as like the last thing she does in the day, or she's up late, like working in the office or something.
Yeah, and like she's just got given another phone number, and the
Mm-hmm.
secretary's told the secretary to try it.
Pretty sure we're like right here.
You need a world map centered on the Pacific.
Yeah, that'd be nice, but this is a pretty sexy one at minute, at least for borders. I
Just
love
cut
this
a
map so
Greenland
much.
for Iceland.
Pardon?
Just cut it on the Atlantic instead.
Aha. Yeah, in fact, anyone could probably do that with like 1 second of effort.
I could probably re-export it with
I
the
just mean
Pacific-centered thing.
put it to GIMP and chop it in half and
Nice.
swap them either to either. But yeah, this was made by me completing a spreadsheet of just about every major region of every country with a faction, and then it being exported.
But yes, I'm pretty sure we're like right here. It's somewhere on this.
Yeah,
line.
it is legit the seam, I think. So a little bit further left.
So we're like sitting on the date line, pretty much.
Yeah.
In which case, Audrey says, "All right, I'll call first thing in the morning."
You'd better. Do not wake Grandmama up.
I mean, it's going to be afternoon by the time it's morning here.
I know. I'm saying don't call now. And I just wanted to warn you, Audrey. About all of this, of course. It's good to hear your voice.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks. I appreciate the heads up.
So what's it like there?
It's tall. Like in New York, like the buildings are really tall, obviously, but like they go all the way down too. It's ridiculous. Like it's like you remember Hong Kong?
Mm-hmm.
It's like that, but like the entire island.
Oh. Ooh.
And like there are people. Occasionally, you see people fly by, like literally flying.
So dangerous. So dangerous. Really, Audrey, I don't know how you're going to convince grandmother to let you study there.
I'll figure something out.
And then she's like, much love from Snuggles and Amanda and everyone. And mwah.
Give my love too. Thanks again for calling.
Good chat.
Mm-hmm.
It sounded like I said good chat, but I were actually just making the noise of a One Piece snail phone getting hung up.
Nice.
White.
And she looks back at the rest of the room. That is a fantastic map, also.
Like, was how you saw Dickless? How'd that go?
It's good.
Kind of shrug and go. Well, like, we seem to have lost some members. Before we make any purchases or whatever, I think it's probably a good idea if, like, we wait to see the rest of them, or,
What we do?
buy or build like a youth rec center or something.
What is rec center?
Like a place you can go and do
Rec
sports. You can like do sports and learn how to do art or kind of thing. It's a place you can go and just have fun.
Like mead hall.
Sure, like meat hall.
I'm really confused about how long we've been going. Has it been less than an hour? Has it been more than an hour?
I think about an hour.
Close to
Hour,
2.
hour and a half.
An hour and a
Yeah.
half. Yeah, that's
We
okay.
started at like 5:30 for us. It's almost 7.
Yeah,
So
my brain just stopped working for like the last 20 minutes, and I've been thinking we've not even been going 40 minutes yet, and I'm busting for a wazzle, and I need a drink, and I'm just like,
This could be a
it's
reasonable
not
time
been
then.
enough time yet.
then it seems like
Now's a good time. We'll be right back.
go have your slash, mate.
Oh yeah. We're back.
And we are back.
Hey, he's right.
Wouldn't you know?
And then we act
For all
like
you
we're...
know, I say that every 10 seconds that we're not back, and I just happened
I
to
mean,
say when we're at
we're
back.
potentially back.
Just imagining if it were true. But and we're back. And we're back.
But with the mention of people missing, I am gonna text Lucius and be like, "Where the hell did you go?"
When you press...
Would I have gotten far away from Parliament enough?
Yeah, you're out of Parliament, back on train now. I don't know if you're coming back here or you're going somewhere else.
If I am on train, I'm gonna just text Lily saying, checking on Morrison. Got news. Can you give me a lift?
No.
Be there in 30 as I making my way on the...
We're not at the garage.
Oh, yeah,
That's
right.
just back. Damn it. Where are you?
My house. We're hanging out like we always do.
I would be more farther away from the Dunning Towers, right?
No, it's slightly closer, I think.
He texts back, "Oh, be there in 10 then." And he'll stop at the next step where he can get closer to the Dunning Towers.
Mm-hmm. So, Lily, after you tell him where you are, your phone actually starts ringing.
Pick it up immediately because that's what she does. Like, hello.
Oh, Lily, it's Simon's. You alright?
Like, yeah. What's up?
You free tomorrow? Your mum wants to call with you.
About fucking time. Yes, I'm free tomorrow.
Tomorrow afternoon, I was about 4 p.m.
Like, where should I be?
Parliament, please.
They're not my fans there.
No, we're gonna have the call in my office. Or, I'll give you some privacy, of course.
Fine, I'll be in your office at 4.
Great. I'll be there.
Okay. And then I'm gonna hang up the phone, pull a Sharpie out of my purse, and write on my arm, like, office 4, and then just make like a little symbol next to it to remind me that I need to adjust my
Your thingy.
thing.
Yep. You're really good at that, though, thanks to that crit success you got when you were first learning to use it.
Yeah. So, but I have worked it out a system. I'll also shop. Whenever we were there, right down the time when Morrison came in on us.
Mm-hmm.
Everything okay?
Like, apparently, I'm finally gonna get to talk to my mom.
Oh, that's great.
About fucking time. Brad, do you want to come with?
Sure, why not?
Did your owls not see where they initially went?
Like, no, they got in a car and then went. I couldn't. Oh wait, I don't know if. Oh, yeah, you guys know. Like, I couldn't see where they went. Like, I have been looking. So how about you, Audrey? What was that all about?
My family's finally pissed off about me being here. I need to call my grandma in the morning.
Yeah.
So they don't know
Sometimes
you're
having
secretly a
famous
spy?
family.
Look, I'm not a.
She's not a spy.
All right, so I already had this out with Lily, but I guess it's. I mean, you're not going to care if she gestures over at Sigrid, but. So my last name's not Hart, it's Hurst.
Lucius arrives.
All right.
I am
So
here to study. Like, I am a legit foreign exchange student. That does. I mean, yes, I am also looking to like exploit your technology, but like, that's what people do when they get into a good college, right?
should we roll a? Do people roll a familiarity America?
Oh yeah, if you've got area knowledges or current affairs or stuff like that,
Yeah, I don't think
or anything
Matthias.
media related also.
Nope.
Nope.
Or I suppose histories, I guess, would also count. All right, maybe not that history.
He's got a very specific skill set, and I love it. Like, I'll. For the
Martius
people
is
who are
good.
giving blanks,
Cold as your.
the people who are giving blank stares in the room, it goes. They're a big fucking deal in America. They're like a media conglomerate family.
In fact, Lily, you probably know a fair bit about, or you've at least heard about them before, because
Oh, I would have definitely read up on it after she told me to.
even before that,
Are
actually.
they actually meant to be like William Randolph Hearst's family?
Yes.
Alt
Wait,
Okay.
so then do you have an
universe.
aunt or cousin that was kidnapped by the SLA?
In character or out of character question?
In character.
Awesome. Yes, but we don't talk about that. And
Damn service level agreements.
yeah, but yes, that was Aunt Patty.
Yeah, that's why I almost had you on the phone with just then.
Which is why second longest of the Wikipedia pages.
Yeah, I would just.
Lucius, don't fucking smoke in here. My mom will kill me. Take it to the damn deck.
I googled Patricia Hearst, and I was like, oh, Patty Hearst.
Speaking of which, though, Lily, did you want any help with the internship? Like, if the cat's out of the bag, it might as well be out of the bag.
What do you mean, help with the internship? I work at Horizons.
She rolls her eyes. It's a media company.
Like, yeah, an American media company.
Is that a yes or a no?
I'll take it if you want to give it to me.
All right. I mean, we don't like own the place, but like people know people. Let's see what. She looks like she's pondering. So obviously that does make me American. If anybody didn't know that. Are there other secrets I was supposed to tell everybody, Lily?
I don't think so.
That's suspicious.
See, that why keeping secret not good. You just get it all jumbled up anyway.
Yeah, you should just tell the whole truth. That won't jumble anyone up, I'm sure.
But
It's nothing but the truth.
I do feel for you. I have had also to bargain for family members.
But yes, Lily, the reason you may have heard about him before is because Audrey's parents both died in the Blight.
Oh shit. Oh shit. Oh. Okay. If I know that information, I might have found that out in my research.
Yeah, you probably found that out in your research, actually, rather than knowing
I'll
about
look
it.
for- Does she know about that?
Does Audrey know?
Assume she knows about
That her parents died?
in Blight specifically.
Does Audrey know that about Lily? You mean?
She doesn't bring it up often.
Yeah,
Like,
no, you don't.
Anyway,
So if Audrey knows that about Lily, she definitely hasn't mentioned it.
Yeah, that's the one we're going for.
like,
As for whether or not Audrey knows that her parents died in the Blight, it's public knowledge.
I mean that's not what I meant, but yeah.
That has been expertly kept from Audrey her entire life. So everyone keep your
I
lips
mean,
sealed.
it's possible.
Also, I'm a little bit brain dead today, so.
Your parents went to a farm.
Their names were
Like-
Bacon, Ham.
So into character.
Mm-hmm.
Like, Lucius, where the fuck do you go?
He is gonna take a step up and say, I want to keep an eye on Morrison to see why he was acting so weird, and I think I found out why.
Because he's spy?
Like an actual spy, not like the fake one that everyone keeps accusing Audrey of being.
Thank you.
Well, on that point, as I was checking on Morrison, I did confront him about it. I did thought that he had somebody or something watching us aside from the locator on Lily's anklet. Seems I was wrong on it.
Sure.
I'm pretty sure I would have known. Still, if he has something, he didn't tell me. Outside of that, I found out something about the creature we were fighting on the sewers. Sorry, train station? Underground? Whatever you want to call it.
Storm sewers.
Yes. Apparently, it was made.
No.
No idea who, no idea when, but it was clearly made, and I'm pretty sure it was not brought to Nirvana, but probably made in Nirvana. Transporting something like that seems pretty impossible.
When they start
I'll,
out, they're tiny and cute, but then people get bored of them and flush them down toilet.
I
I'll-
mean, give
Do
me
you-
progression.
He'll chime in with what he saw after everybody else left with the crew served weapon and the guys in the dark uniforms. Like it seemed like they knew what was going on, and they definitely weren't with Surge or Secret Surge.
Apparently, they were the ones. They were part of the teams that they were keeping the area protected. They step out of the way, outside of orders, and they lost connection.
Why did he tell you all that?
Because I questioned him.
But like, why the fuck did Mr. Man of Secret Surge tell you all that?
I got information on him. He had no choice.
You're blackmailing him?
You can call it in a way. I mean, everything, they're just laying around.
He's not. He's kind of a scary man. He might have you killed.
Shit. The one time I rolled a 17.
I mean, I didn't fail. I was already rolling that. I didn't fail so much. So,
Oh, IQ. Wait, is IQ only when they're both successes?
Yeah, I think a critical failure would override it. Oh, it's not a failure. But
Yeah, it's just a failure, not a crit.
So even though I don't have to change anything, you guys just know I'm bullshitting, right?
Correct.
Okay.
yeah,
So yeah, he's just gonna continue saying, "Yeah, it's. I mean, what do you want me to do? Not watch over files that are just being left without being unattended? When are we gonna need that information?"
I'm confused. What are you blackmailing Mawson with, or was that the lie?
No, he
I
is
think that was
lying
the lie.
completely
Right,
out of his
okay.
mouth.
Yeah, that's how brain dead I am today.
All right. You know what? I'm done with this. Sigurd's fucking right.
Wait, what?
Geese puts cards on the table. Audrey's put her cards on the table. How
Oh,
about we just
go ahead.
how about we just all stop bullshitting each other so we'll stop having these disagreements and shit.
I think Sigrid just gets kind of a smug look on her face.
Lucius does tap the cigarette as he looks down for a bit, thinking.
I'll fucking start. I'm Lily, as you all know. Was not born in the Dunning family. I come from America. I'm the sole survivor of an event that happened in America called the Blight, where some fucking creatures came and tried to kill me for 2 weeks straight before my meta powers activated and I teleported someplace that was safe, which was here. I'm currently living here with my adopted moms, and I see fucking everything and I'm terrified all the time. So, like, yeah. I have been working pseudo with, or kind of been working with, I can never remember his damn name. Simons, but just giving him information about anything that actually is like life-threatening or some shit. I'm also trying to get him to, give me information when we fucking need it. There are my cards.
I'm Sigrid. I'm from Norway. You're the year. What Mira say? 800 something?
Somewhere around there.
900? I invade England. England? That's what you call it now? Yes. And I went back home and was frozen in ice, and then a couple months ago I woke up here. I find you lot, you all very adventurous. I appreciate that about you. We find good fights, have good drinks. One thing lead to other, and now what you call vigilantes? Guards.
Thank you.
Oh, good. I liked it.
So I'm Audrey Hurst, relatively influential family from the States. That does mean I'm American. I am not an American spy. I'm an American student. But, like, whatever. The other thing, though, that I was meaning to say, though, is that I'm not a meta. I do martial arts. That's how I do my thing.
What?
She sits back.
Well, and you got the mind thing.
She sits down and then stands back up when people say stuff. That's a martial artist effect. It's a chi thing.
So you're using magic, so you're a meta.
Yeah,
Wait,
same thing, different.
magic and meta are the same?
Mm-hmm.
I
Oh.
mean, I'm just gonna shrug and I'm gonna say, not a mutation, but it's still weirdness.
Technically, meta is a trait that makes you different than human. In any way or another. That fits.
I was really confused because it sounded like you were saying you were karate chopping translations into people's.
No, it's definitely it's much more of like magic.
Like that
I'll buy
that
it.
guy that guy that what did Garth tell us his name?
Yeah.
I think he's just
Think
been known
so.
as Garth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The guy that got found for me.
Like the guy that he found for you?
All
You-
they really
Sam
saw
Mattis
was
stuck on the phone.
yeah, Matthias talked on the phone to someone when you were getting your costumes made.
I wasn't privy to that conversation.
He like concentrated and made everything happen or something. Anyways, Lucius?
He is gonna put out his cigarette on the table's ashtray. And then he's just gonna walk in the group next to like, I'm Lucius Lockhart, and my father works for the police department. He's one of the heads.
Surf.
Been working with Morris. Sorry?
Surf, not the police,
Surf.
but surf.
Sorry, thank you. Surf. He's then sighs and says, and I've been working with Morrison to keep an eye on you guys so that you can at least stay safe.
I think you get a fiery glance from
I'm
Sigrid.
sorry, what?
The reason Morrison told me this is because I've been working with him, trying to keep him off Lily, trying to keep him off our backs, and just let us do our thing, just letting them know that we're not doing stupid shit, and he should keep the eyes away from us. That's why he was telling me about the creature that we found on the sewers and what relationship they group had with it. They were keeping it safe, but then it broke out, and they're just trying to put it back together. Morrison is strange, but he does care about the island, and he is doing his best with his apartment to keep it safe with their own tools. So I'm doing my best to help you guys, and I'm doing my best to help them, and I'm doing my best to help the island whatever I can. Because I live in this place, and I want it to be safe. I want everybody to be safe.
I agree, Ghostly Arrow. How do people react to this?
Lily's staring in disbelief.
Yeah, I'm a little stunned here.
Same.
So you were a spy as Sigrid like produces an axe.
Cigarette, put it away.
It's fine.
Where does she keep getting those from?
She
I'm
has
sick
an
of.
axe pocket.
I am tired
Well,
of
no,
she does in
taking
a
away
shack.
access.
She wears a big old hoodie, so I figure she's got like a strap on her back underneath the hoodie.
It's just axes. An axe bandolier.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
I'm only missing one axe now.
Uh,
I had like 3.
Lucius will light another cigarette and tell Lily to and Lily, it's okay. I go ahead, Sigrid. Whatever you want to do, you can go ahead.
No.
Meaning
make
to the
too
axe.
much of mess on the rug.
Just It would make much of mess on rug.
Mila, tell me unending story about that rug one night.
How much did you tell them about us?
He mostly wanted information about what we were doing, so I gave him vague information. The time that we were teleported, he already knows, so I just told him what happened. Small bits here and there, just to keep him off our backs. But what really surprised me was that when he came in today, was that he already knew we were there. I didn't told him that.
Did you tell him my real name?
No, I don't think I know your name outside of. Shit! You cursed it. Guy.
We got.
He is my real name. I have a cover name. Did you tell him my name?
I did not report our pseudonames to anyone. If that's what you're asking, or I'm not getting it outside of character.
I'm
It's
just
because
asking
we
if-
don't know Guy's fake name.
Yeah, I was just asking if you had told him about me. My name.
Well, yeah,
Do we know any name other than Guy?
yeah, he always referred to you as he.
Yeah, I have whatever
He's
the cover
asking.
name was.
I thought-
She never
like,
told us.
I thought-
citizenship stuff.
I thought we established the cover name was Guy. I am Confucian.
Yeah, me too. That's why.
Was the cover name Guy? I don't even remember now.
Well,
He's gonna
you're-
look.
I think the way we can resolve this is call and make a decision because you're about to lay your cards down.
Or
That's
not.
fair.
You don't have to, but
But if you don't, then you may have to act.
Yeah.
truth.
But you can always
it
do
my
that
turn?
super secretly to me.
Nah. Yeah, okay. You guys know me. I'm Guy. Guy is the code name that I was given in the future.
It stands
What
for
year?
Glorious Ultra Youth.
What year was it, Luke? Sometime in the 2100s?
Yeah, 2182.
There you go. 2182. I was born and grew up on a spaceship. I was trained from the time that my meta powers manifested for this exact mission, and as I told you before, I'm here to save the Earth, and you guys are all going to help me.
I think all eyes move to the last person in the room.
No acting
All
roll
right.
necessary.
I don't know where to start. My indecisive roll above.
Yep.
I mean, what do I say? Hi, I'm Matthias. We all know each other.
I mean, do you have any powers?
You have any fucking secret?
I'm pretty good at I don't know how to fight. I just do. I've never learned anything I've done in combat. It all just comes to me in the moment.
Cool.
That's very handy.
What else?
Where are you from?
Strasbourg, France.
Do you have any deep, dark secrets? Did you lie on your immigration papers?
I don't like the present.
Look at this kid. He's got so many secrets.
I'd rather live in the 1800s before there were all these matters. Things were simpler. you could just continue living your life. No one would come and arrest you during French class.
But one lean summer and everybody starve for winter.
1800s, not 800s. And that's all.
Alright, I guess it's a detect lies all around.
Unless you were so convinced by his.
I forgot that I need to notate my.
Guy, you need to put your IQ.
It's 15. It is.
Then Guy succeeds.
Mm-hmm. It doesn't really feel
I
like
don't know
he's
much of his
lying.
body language there.
You can use body language as detect lies when you're interacting with people in person.
Uh-huh.
So some of them succeed then, Luke?
Yes, some of you will succeed. He's not told a lie, but he's definitely withholding something that would be guaranteed to be a secret in the context of this conversation.
Mm-hmm.
We're cards on the table right now. Like, we're all laying it all out, and if we're going to trust each other, then we're going to need to trust each other. So spit it out.
A while ago, after I got that car from Trent's weird thing, when I found it actually outside my dorm, Mawson was in it. He threatened me if I didn't help him, he'd get me in trouble for illegally importing it, and he had documents that said I had imported it illegally.
Asshole.
If I didn't report to him. I am kind of vague when I report to him. I've never mentioned Lily's presence where it wouldn't be all right for her to be. And he told me not to go into the sewers, so I figured there might be something there. I thought maybe he was the bad guy, and we would find something in the sewers connected to the terrorist attack that's supposed to happen soon.
You are on the.
So I figured he wasn't at least evil, so I figured I should tell him what we did, so I told him about what happened and Taki shooting it.
Well, now that on table, I think having you two spying on us, good thing.
Could be.
Also, I have a magical Chinese coin in my pocket.
I'm sorry, what?
That cool.
Care to elaborate on that?
I don't know more than that. Oh, it's a magic time travel coin.
It's getting heavier as well.
You have a coin that lets you time travel?
I think so.
That's really
Can
cool.
I see it?
No, not you.
You don't get to go back to your ship.
I'm like the
no,
best
no
person,
outsies.
the least likely to steal it.
We just want to quit our timeline.
What? No, I'm here to fix the timeline.
You'd fix a timeline.
Yeah, okay, fair.
The timeline is very, very timeline colonist-centric view. What are you, Reich 5?
Well, I think that's very cool, and if you ever want to check it out, probably got some books you can look at.
I'm going to visit a professor tomorrow.
Or, you could talk to the time traveler.
Do you speak ancient Chinese?
I don't speak ancient Chinese, but I have practical experience with time travel. I'm just saying.
You're also a very eager murderer.
Okay, okay. If we go cards on table, let's not go throwing insult.
I've cut way back on the murdering.
Also has have I.
We're very proud of you, Red.
Since everybody's putting cards on the table, Lucius believes that he deserves to give you all an explanation. So he puts the cigarette on the ashtray.
You have more?
Yeah. Something else I gotta tell you guys. Remember how I always do this? Remember how I always... Sorry, I guess that's a bad thing to put it. Remember how we always have so much luck and not a lot of trouble on a lot of things? And how I always end up just getting a lot of...
That's me in general.
There's something else. And he's gonna... How far away from I am from Sigrid? Sorry.
6.
Oh my god, don't do that.
Bad idea?
Do it.
No. He was gonna do it.
But do it. This is such a bad idea, and I love it.
So he is going to try and use his ability on Sigrid. And since I am below 10 yards, I should have no issue.
Quick contest of IQs. Lucius falls unconscious, or he turns into a shadow and is motionless.
No. I cling to shadows if I am a shadow. If I am
Otherwise,
just
he just
normal, I
passes
just fall
the fuck
unconscious. Yeah.
Did you maybe sit down as you were doing this to make sure you didn't give yourself a head injury?
Good idea.
So-
Lucius is smarter than me, at least enough to do that.
He's fainted again.
We'll look closer.
Audrey, you see where the mines are.
Yep. All right.
A cigarette. I am going to grab the cigarette, start smoking it, and say, "So I can do this."
Oh, that's fucked up.
Ach du Scheiße.
You really shouldn't have told us that one. Sorry.
Was I aware that Audrey knew when the time she looked at the mind of the thing? Or was she only able
She's
to...
been keeping it secret.
Yeah, but I wasn't sure if you already... if I knew that you knew.
You would have suspected that she might have seen it, but you wouldn't have been able to be certain.
You're definitely aware that she can see things about minds, so it's reasonable to suspect. Absolutely.
So he rather put it out for everyone.
All right, point made. Lucius, get the hell out of her.
Roger. And he just puts the cigarette on the ashtray and gets out.
And Sigrid, suddenly you taste smoke and you've teleported maybe 4 feet forward.
Yeah, so
4 feet.
this is going to be telegraphed all out determined right in the stupid fucking face.
Just punch
We'll
him.
just all out determine it. That's
On the plus side, I think he's going to land in the pool.
Also, I don't think you have a memory of it.
You don't. So
Something's wrong.
yeah,
You just know you moved and you have ash in your mouth. Or sorry, the taste of.
yeah, and maybe your mind feels just a little bit like you had an unwelcome visitor there.
It's disorienting.
Right after he said that he was going to show.
Yeah. Okay, I can do this. Sigrid's been to a hypnotist show before. They were very popular in ancient.
Maybe
And then she
after-
has one of
right
his
after Lily-
cigarettes in her mouth.
Also,
Taste-
Lily asked, like, Sigurd, are you okay? After that, and then she could probably put two and two together and punch him in the face because this is perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's not gonna dodge. He's gonna take it.
Oh shit! You sure, son? That's to the face. You might die.
He is gonna take it.
You sure about this?
He said face, not skull.
I gave him the chance. Go ahead and roll it up.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Jesus.
I mean, you might need reconstructive surgery on that face, but you'll live.
He'll keep the mask on. And how far away do I fly?
What do you mean keep the mask on?
Yeah,
Well-
we're wearing masks.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
we're-
just came in off the street.
No. I said I'm gonna have to keep the mask on from now
Oh,
on.
keep the mask on when he's doing stuff. I think you don't go flying out the door, but you think you fall over in your ass and you're probably unconscious.
At least by the plant, I'm gonna say.
That's true. It's a nice soft-potted plant to land on.
Mm-hmm. Severe concussion. Let's say that conveniently Lucius put the mask on before he said, "I can do this," and that will have protected him from dying, and like having his skin removed from the face.
Sounds good.
So instead, you've just got minor brain damage.
Probably need to make an HT check not to pass the hell out.
Oh yeah. Give me a HT check.
Yep, depending on where your hit points are. He might be a physical badass. It's possible.
No.
So I'm
All
out.
right. Well, I'm
Mm-hmm.
gonna take the mask off of him. Make sure there's nothing else on him that's incriminating. I'm gonna take him downstairs. I'll be back.
Wait, what?
It's a hospital
I'm gonna
downstairs.
take him to the hospital downstairs.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant the dumpster. All right. I was worried.
All right. So yeah, I'm gonna take him down to the ER downstairs.
He is holding a can of silly string and looking a little surprised. Just at the whole cold cock punch in the face.
In Lucius' mind, he knew that the day that this came out, the punishment was going to be harder the longer he kept it out, and he has been trying to get it out of his chest for years. At least to someone.
It was a
He can't even
reasonable
get it
gamble.
out to Laura.
Long-standing
so
guilt
yeah.
from things like possessing your teacher to give yourself a better grade.
No, he would never do that. Lucius is
Sure
the
he
type that he would only do it in the most emergency cases, like somebody's gonna fall, can't get out, or I don't know what kind of situation, but he is not the selfish one that could do that to earn grades, and that's why he wouldn't tell anyone about it, because that would make all of his achievements, all the good effort and honest work that he had put on, nullified by everybody who just thought, oh, so he just controlled that person and got whatever he wanted of his life. That's what Lucius has been fighting against in his mind.
Myas, you've been in the blob all day.
Okay. Yeah.
You're still in that room right now. You've probably still been talking to it about stuff. It's mostly been trying to learn from you, I think, about Nirvana for the most part. Do you withhold any information from the pet, or do you speak freely with it?
About Nirvana, yeah.
Mm-hmm. the conversation at points will move on to, you hurt me quite viciously last night.
Yeah, well, sorry about that, but you're also trying to kill my other friends, so...
Your other friends were quite viciously hurting me as well.
Except for that dashing intellectual one.
A real humanitarian, that one.
I did not draw a punch that fight.
Yeah, they're gonna have to stop doing that.
You protected me from them. And from the others, thank you.
That's okay. Yeah, sometimes in a fight things get a bit out of control, so we do what we can.
Do you like music?
Yeah. Do we have music here?
There is this device that plays music. And I've got a map, why not? A tentacle would reach into this room, and there's a like old 70s record player there. It lifts up the lid and puts on a record, and you can see there's speakers, you know, in the corner of the room, covered in dust, but they let out a hum of some 70s, like, you know, Mama Cass style tune. Hippie rock? I don't know what the genre is.
Oldies at this point.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's about music.
Simon and Garfunkel, come on. From before they got executed publicly for dissent. And just bad haircuts.
Play that funky music, Flush Boy.
Miles will look at his phone just to make sure that like there's no signal here.
Indeed, there is no signal here.
Yeah.
And you planning on staying for a while longer?
How long has it been?
So were the scenes about wrapped up in the other location? Do people think after those... no, never mind. It has been about 14 hours since you arrived in this room.
Oh, yeah. Quite some time. Any idea when the person might be showing up? It's been a while.
I do not know. Simply that they will be here at some point. I will have to venture outside to eat again, but not for a few days. Would you like me to take you somewhere, Myas? You've probably decided on a name for it together. By this point, 14 hours of idle conversation with the flesh creature.
Yeah.
Don't be a coward. Dunning.
Yeah, no, I think...
No.
Okay.
Dunling.
Big D. I like Big D.
Yeah.
In fact,
I
yes. Big D it is.
All
Yeah,
you
Big D.
other brothers can't deny?
Uh, I don't suppose he can talk without the human hosts, or
I do not have the capabilities to produce speech. I can write for you, though this is tedious.
yeah, no, that's gonna be boring, kind of slow.
If I could taste you, we could share everything.
No, I have no idea how we does how we would share that.
Tentacle rubs up against your bones again. It like ventures inside an eye socket all the way down inside your rib cage. It's like there is moisture, but it is not your DNA. There is animal moisture in here.
Yeah, I don't know. Something might have crawled inside me at some point.
Did you need to leave?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to check back. My mom might be worried. I also have to do a few things at work related.
How can I find you again, Myas?
What part of Nirvana are we?
I'm not sure. We are either underwater or beneath uninhabited land.
Well,
These doors are
I'm
locked, but I could force them open for you. Or I could take you through the pipes. There is a service exit within 1 kilometer of here.
alright. Let's go there. We'll take a peek outside, see better where we are.
The tentacles reach back in. And blah 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 blah. And then it'll squeeze into the tube. That were a question I had for you. Does it matter the size of the flesh? Like, could you meld into a sausage, for instance?
I think I could. There's no size restriction.
So long as it's a link of sausages of the same mass of you, maybe. I don't know. Even then. It's like, can a dryad come out of a twig? Seems unlikely, but I think you're fine simply because it is still a massive mass of flesh. It's just all stretched out.
Alright.
And yeah, it'll actually bring you out on what seems to be a beach facing out into open ocean. The kind of, terrain, jungle looks somewhat familiar. Oh wait, you've never really been over here.
That was his past character.
The island is on the main city is on the other side. It'll quickly squelch over the terrain. It probably stops and crunches on a few animals.
I don't think it can talk right now.
No, it can't. Ah, that's right. It can't talk. So
It just dumps you off and then like pieces out.
it writes it in the
Amazing.
sand. It just points an arrow in the sand that way.
No, see the arrow
Yeah.
Okay.
And then it like swoops over to take you to the other side of the island to show you.
All right.
Yeah, there's
think
no
it's-
to stop it stretching out like 5 tentacles at once and right in city almost instantly with the arrow. So yeah, it's pretty far.
Have fun with that walk.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much, I think.
Uh, where the dogs? All over.
Yeah, they're in lots of places. The closest ones are probably on Langdama, but maybe just in Tashi. Maybe on this island, in fact, here. I think this is probably, got regular ferries to and from it as a touristy spot or something. It's probably got something on it. Giant pentagram, summoning spot.
And where's the one that people used to dump dead bodies?
Okay. You want to head
Probably the west side.
over to... I'll ping you. Around here's
over
pretty
there.
popular. But also over here, this is closest to your home as well, this one. It's just slightly rarer.
All right. Yeah, I think Miles uses to hang out in one of those sometimes.
Mm-hmm. There's a few places I'm sure you love to go.
Yeah.
Do you have swimming?
Oh,
Can you swim?
no way. Yeah, I cannot swim. I just walk
Yeah.
underwater.
Do you not float even, I'm guessing?
Nope.
Perfect.
You guys got 0 buoyancy.
This could take
Humans
you a while.
float because we're fat. He doesn't have fat.
Glunk.
Can you just walk along the seabed all Highlander style?
He's just big boned.
I think that's what he's doing.
Yeah, it's probably gonna take him a while.
Yeah.
Hope
Bye.
you're going in the
Bye.
right direction.
Also, again, could say goodbye to your cell phone.
You do have signal though once you're, up on that island. And
Oh,
and you do feel like, I don't know, you don't at all because of who you are. But if you had feelings, maybe you'd think that it'd be a good time to lay some cards on the table.
yeah. Or at least try to get a ride. All right. Well, if you need to contact me for any reason, you're welcome. I have a spot. Sometimes I hang out at it's this dock area on the south of the island, and he gives a description of the place.
Mm-hmm. You've probably already talked about it a lot today.
Yeah. And I was at my house, but it might be difficult for you to get there without causing a panic.
You could probably come out your toilet, but it would ruin your toilet. And, like, a few neighbouring apartments.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna give one of my friends a call, see if they can pick me up.
It just before it leaves, it rubs your face with a tentacle again.
Alright. Bro fist, Big D. Talk to you soon.
Bro fists, yeah. Big D rumbles away.
Yeah, I tried to reach Lily on the phone.
Oh, you gotta be fucking kidding me. Hello?
Hey, it's me.
Yeah,
How
no
you doing?
shit. I'm kind of mad at you.
Don't. Why? What did I do this time?
Where the fuck are you?
I'm on an island.
No shit, we're all on an island.
Way east of the main island. Not sure if you know where I am.
I'll ask
Like-
around. Has anyone seen him?
There is weird shit happening over here. Yeah, there's something in the jungle and something on the beach. Which do you want to look at? I run away from it.
Arambare.
I'm gonna take a look at both.
There's only me. A skeleton closer. There it is. It smells bad.
Yes, it does.
Looking at Myas through an owl's eyes on the beach on his phone. You want to see other thing?
Yes, please.
Watching as you fly from tree to tree, following a trail of slight destruction, pressed flat grass, animal blood and bones in a couple of places. And
Stay the fuck away from it. Stay the fuck away. Get away. Get away. Get
yes,
away.
thank you. Thank you.
All right, I'll say I see you. All right. We're going to have a conversation about what happened down there. Stay where you are. I'm going to hang up and look and say someone decided to pop out of the sewers.
Who?
Who do you think? Fucking skeleton man.
Ugh.
Skeleton man. Sorry, I had to.
So, does he like have a family? Or was he born?
Yeah, what's his deal?
I met his mom once. She was weird. She's a penguin.
A spooky witch in a sexy dress.
They reeked of pot. I'm gonna go get him, and we're gonna have our conversation. And I'm gonna look at everyone and say, as much as, I want to hit him too, guys. Remember, he can melt you with his brain, and he doesn't have qualms about doing things.
Speaking of hitting people, if we're gonna have a yelling match, we should probably. Can somebody, does anybody do healing?
Nope.
I do.
I mean, I have some light first aid.
You should probably do that on Lucius.
I
Do that
brought
in Lucas.
ER.
Oh yeah, Lucius is in the ER, never mind.
Oh yeah.
Someone's already rolling physician. Like, Jesus Christ, did this kid try and bite a bus?
We were practice. I was helping him practice something called free running.
Huh,
Deep
remarkably
dead.
similar to this groin injury I saw earlier.
My groin!
And he,
From
and he
down the hall?
just did. But yes, I'll go get Myas.
Going alone.
And
Risky maneuver.
going
Let's
alone.
hope he don't murder you.
I get there. And question, can I selectively not teleport his grime?
It'd take a lot of effort. I think you'd need to be looking at the grime as well. So you can clean all of one, or pretty much a lot of the outside of him at once with
You know, you are
vision.
next to the ocean. You can clean all of him at one time.
No, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to do it stealthily, a bit at a time, but as much as I can get off.
Have you got housekeeping?
Housekeeping?
No.
I'll just check as IQ -4 then.
Forensics?
Forensics I'd take, maybe.
I don't have that either. Oh, fail, so I don't get any of it, I assume.
You think you managed to get a little bit, and you think you know how you'd be able to do it, but you'd really want him to be, nude and very still, and by that point you may as well just get a jet wash.
Yeah. But anyway, as much as I can, I'm gonna pop him back in the. Or actually, before I get there, I'm gonna pop it in. So where the fuck you want to go?
Yeah. Anywhere on the island.
Do you want to explain yourself to us, or?
Sure, if you guys want to hear.
All right, bring it back to my place.
I'm still at the ER, right?
Oh, you got clobbered in the face by a freight train.
Whoops. Spoiler alert. Myas is actually Matthias after achieving his dream.
So I suppose the question is, how bad off was Lucius?
How bad as what?
How bad off was he?
Oh, Lucius. How much DR does your mask give you?
My DR gives me on my face 11, and it was just 2 damage times.
Just times 1. It would have been 3 damage times 1, so not too bad, all things considered.
Okay.
It is
mask
a
just
real,
most of the damage.
a real good job he had that mask on. I think it cracked for sure.
Just a broken nose.
Yeah, your nose will bust. Both your eyes completely black. Your entire
But
face
they're not like checking him in for overnight stuff and stuff like that, though.
puffed up. No, yeah. In fact, yeah, you probably could be coming
Go
back up
back
right
upstairs.
now. Yeah. You've just got
He's
like
just gonna.
bandages all over your face, and you slammed full of codeine or something.
He is gonna come back, but he's gonna keep the mask and put on the suit.
Cracked mask.
Yeah. Can it be like cracked on the middle? You see that it's like black and white.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Investigations?
All right, man.
What did I miss?
There's a
Sorry about
skeleton.
that, cigarette.
Point to
I'm sorry, what?
skeleton boy.
Okay. So, where's the food?
So what
We're not-
happened back there, Magnus?
Oh, okay. So, I have a new friend. He's called Big D.
Does your new friend kill people?
We kill
Is your
people.
new friend Guy?
Shush. I'm not an amorphous blob. Just my head.
Well, anyways, it's some sort of experiment, laboratory creation or something. And he's hiding out in the place. He's waiting for the person, or at least he thinks he is, waiting for the person that made him to show up. Yeah, and the lab had the Dunning Tech signature. Thought you might want
What?
to know that.
Yeah,
Wait.
we make the best medical equipment.
So you made that thing?
Not that thing. We make some medical equipment.
Makes sense that we'll be using Dunning Tech for it if they were making.
That could be wrong, but that's just what Lily thinks.
Yeah, no, it could be right also. I'd say that's a 50-50.
So if you noobs feel like actually being vigilante, we have a real opportunity now.
What mean noob?
Lube. Did you say lube?
Noob.
Noob.
No, she knows what noobs are. Her buddies.
Oh, right.
Yep.
The college nerds.
Yeah, you've probably been saying noob for a couple of weeks now.
Okay.
Like, you noobs totally got pwned.
How many people did that thing kill?
I don't know, not many.
More or less than Key.
Probably less. You got several years of head start.
Done like 20.
That's a lot.
That's like 20 years head start.
Anyways, it's pretty amicable. I told
So
him
you
to
got
stop
him to
killing
agree to
people.
stop killing?
Did it kill
Yeah.
those kids?
No, he didn't kill the kids. The kids are still there. They're just kind of enthralled or something.
I mean, I think we already. No, you missed that. We just determined that possession is evil and shouldn't be done.
Points at Lucius's face. Poking out from
Mask.
behind the mask because it's so swole.
What possession?
That creature possesses people. It makes them do things.
And
We don't want it on the island.
That's generally frowned upon here.
I don't mind a sentient creature being on the island. We all have a right to be here. What we don't have a right to do is kidnap, murder, and possess. And I'm going to look and say, I think that goes. I think most everyone here can agree.
Also,
hope
nobody
so.
here has ever consumed anybody else. I'll look at Sigrid, right?
Yes.
I mean, I'm not willing to assume that he hasn't. Looks
We
at
don't
bias.
know what to do in the future.
Noted. Pacific Space Fleet, very anti-cannibal.
Yeah, but we don't know that.
I mean, they're anti-cannibal because there were incidents.
Mm-hmm.
We had to, for every
Mhm.
sign, there's a story.
Exactly.
No cannibals.
Can you get those kids out of there?
Sorry, I would just... Don't make me tap the sign.
Yeah, you talk of being vigilante, but what do you have in mind?
well, not being ordered about by fucking old assholes. First fucking clue you should have.
Be ordered about?
Yeah, like Garth and Morrison and other old fucks.
That's what you don't want to do. What do you want to do?
But I actually have to explain just fake shit that's plainly stupid wrong.
I think monsters in the sewers killing people is wrong.
Yeah, that's why I told him to agree to. Then I had to take a fucking grenade launcher to its face.
Did you make it pinky promise?
Yeah, but his pink is kinda strange.
So you said you want to stop playing. So what the fuck's your plan?
Well, I plan to find out who's gonna show up there.
You want to find out who it's waiting for?
Yeah. If someone made it, I'd like to know who it was and why.
Same, and if this is tied into the Americans in any way.
So we're all on the same train of thought, at least. Would it be fine with us just roaming around that place, Myers?
I don't know. Need a proper plan. The place could have surveillance. He sure had power.
I'm gonna have to apologize to it, aren't I? Immediately followed by Matthias.
Probably.
Don't give it a hug.
Maybe I'll bring it a kitten.
You bring that thing another thing to eat, I swear.
I don't know if that'll eat it.
Could bring it a cow. Probably last
Like,
a long
if it
time.
can be tamed, that might be a useful intelligence gathering asset.
You
Yeah,
want to
no,
turn the
just like
people
over-
eating monster into a spy?
Are you
Also the fact-
insane?
It's possible.
What was that, Lily?
The Are You Insane?
not- Yeah, well, we're not gonna. Are you gonna be? We're not having a brain slug be a spy.
Well, we'll play it by ear.
So what we are doing is we're fucking rescuing those kids.
I mean, if you know where it is, that sounds like a job for like the actual government.
No, they're just gonna try to kill it.
Until it gives up its hostages. Do you even try to ask it to give up the kids?
Not yet. Pretty sure it would. It doesn't understand society and laws. Just trying to get by.
You also gathered that it's got some orders. Like, it's only kidnapped these people because that was part of its program, pre-programmed orders. In fact, it had a whole list of people that it's supposed to be trying to kidnap.
Oh, but did he mention it?
Yeah, he would have talked to you about this.
Oh,
I should have mentioned that. For sure.
To be fair, it probably didn't seem important to Myers.
It would have had a fairly decent knowledge of the underground transit systems, which is its favourite way of getting around, along with the sewers. And there's certain stations it's supposed to watch, and it can smell for meta-human abilities. And it's managed to distinguish different ones, and there's certain individuals with certain abilities it's meant to be going after.
oh. Okay, so that changed things a bit.
Seeming more and more like this would be an excellent way for the Americans to get their foot in the door here. Or am I crazy?
I don't see why it can't be both things at the same time.
Right. As soon as all this is over, I'll make an appointment. In the meantime, we gotta figure out where this thing came from.
Well, I
Also, we
mean,
need a new hideout.
true.
Yeah, what
think
was
you
that you
guys-
said about rec center?
Rec center.
Yeah, you missed a lot. I think we're going to open up a community center and maybe teach some classes.
Wouldn't
for-
that be the most obvious hideout possible?
Well, we wouldn't teach him as us. We would teach him as us.
You might want to move your appointment ahead a few months.
Who's this appointment with?
The people to determine if I'm crazy or not.
Okay, right. Yeah. Wow. Yeah, that's great. So yes, they were talking this appointment, and I was like, "This sounds important." They're like, "Yeah, it's important because it's hilarious, and it's a sick burn."
Anyway, I think if you guys go down there, you should wear some sort of biohazard suit or something. Place is really dirty and moldy.
I mean, what would we even do if we taught it?
Apparently,
Incinerated?
be friends.
Oh yeah, that.
We set a trap for whoever's trying to make big D acquire these people.
What's its list?
That's a good question. That
They
Could
were.
Lucius hide there?
Sorry, I could not hear that. Can you repeat that?
Could Lucius hide there? Wait for its creator?
I
Possibly, yeah.
don't think so. Last time on the underground, it could see me clearly moving around.
Or what about they're already taken over, their minds are taken over already. So it wouldn't really matter if the taken over minds were taken over again. Perhaps you could see something.
Blah, blah, blah. Myas would have described the fleshy growths on the neck, I'm sure.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, but
just
we don't know the specifics of what happened to Lucius when he last possessed a brain-slugged person.
no, but you also know that you managed to save him decently by attacking the brain slug without hurting them. And that were mostly as a reminder to Lucius of what happened when he tried to possess a brain slugged person.
Mm-hmm. Also, when we when we damaged the link, it apparently also hurt it, right?
It did, yeah.
How far would you say you were from where you from where I picked you up?
How far was it?
From there, about a kilometre.
Luke, could you drag me on that map?
I'll take you all across there.
It was this one, right?
Yeah, so you picked Myas up from, like, right there. Myas came out of the ground from right there, but before that, it'd been traveling through pipes for about a kilometer. Yeah.
Sorry, no,
Silence.
my brain's just processing.
That's okay.
Like, mm, I might need a really, really big spike.
What?
Something heavy and pointy.
Did it say how long it was going to be until its master came back?
No, we had no clue.
Well, I guess you don't really have a way of getting hold of it either. Was the plan for you just to go back there to talk to it again?
I might have a
Yeah.
contact.
We didn't make much of a plan.
It's fair.
I
A
think
contact
I
that
think-
what?
I think it said if you really needed to find it, then you could write something on that hatch on that island, or leave something in that place you told it about, and it'd check those
Makes
every now
sense.
and then.
What, in England's time of need, the hideous monster will return?
Uh-huh.
Lily's gonna head over to the pantry.
To the pantry. It contains food and dry things.
Pants.
I'm going to the tea
Yeah,
section
grease.
and grabbing a box of peppermint.
Peppermint tea.
Ooh.
Yep. And I'm gonna start brewing a big old kettle of tea.
Part of me hopes that's some kind of code that worked out. The other part of me really hopes it's just tea.
It's legitimately just tea.
I know what it is, though, already. Okay.
While she does that, Audrey, can we go to another room and talk?
Sure.
Suspicious.
You can translate stuff.
Some things.
What does this say? And he'll pull out the coin.
You can't read just off the coin, but you can from the rubbins.
Oh, sorry, it's not really legible on the here.
Grail
She'll hold it
diary.
up and see if she can read it.
Do you read ancient Chinese?
I mean, yes, but that's just because ancient Chinese is the same as modern Chinese.
No, it isn't. They use the same writing system with same characters, but there are major difficulties understanding it, and also this isn't like old Chinese, like
Yep.
the early hundreds CE. This is like 3000 BC.
That was going to be my follow-up. My understanding is it's beyond ancient.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Sorry.
Oh,
Uh,
that was when I left that coin.
this is really old. Sorry. I mean, in theory, if we could find something to compare it to or something, I could read it, but not just with it.
Let me look at your sheet quickly, Audrey.
Her
Seeing the
superpowers
coin.
is mind-based, not language-based.
Mm-hmm. I don't think there's anything. I'm just wondering if there's anything that'd help you with. No, it's just an old coin, very old coin.
Mm-hmm. She hands it back. Sorry, I might have something in my books, but nothing springs to mind.
All right.
It
They-
is impressively old, though.
They come
I
out.
have no idea how old it might be if it's traveled through time before.
It's a fair point. What have you done to it?
Nothing.
Well, this is a mysterious conversation. Is it continuing?
I have all kinds of things that I want to ask, but it occurs to me that this is probably a pretty private thing for you, right?
They're in a separate room.
Audrey says that to you.
What do you mean?
I mean, I want to say I don't want to pry, but I definitely want to pry. Where'd you get that?
We just had it. It was given to me by Chun Yu, the man Garth knew.
Oh. And it's supposed to help you with time?
Yes.
Huh.
I was hoping that'd be a lot more enlightening than it was.
Also, there were some weird occultists in a century ago who used the same sort of writing.
That could be something to go off of. Are you at least aware of the... I can take you to some places in town that might have some stuff up that alleyway also. There's definitely some more eastern shops.
Perhaps in a few days, I do want to visit a couple of professors.
Oh, I mean, no rush at all. I need to do less hero-y stuff, to be honest. I'm getting behind in classes.
It's not good.
I mean, we're only a weekend at this point, so not a big deal.
That's why it's really not good. Shall we return to the others?
Mm-hmm. And head back.
All right, guys. I hold out a thermos with like 20 tea bags in it.
So
Does
just
anyone want to come with?
obscenely strong peppermint tea.
Yes.
Ugh.
Where are you going?
What?
Ooh,
Kinda
you go
see
to
it.
ferry?
I go to
grab
ferry.
your shoulder immediately.
I think while you're doing that, I might go see what's on the market as far as cheap properties.
Sounds good.
I'm going to pass on the ferry, too.
Yeah, and I'll nod, and Sigurd and I will have our fairy island adventure.
Anyone else going to see the fairy?
Actually, no. Even though he just got punched in the face, we might want to bring Lucius. Because if someone's gonna sneak in someplace, he's the guy. Although he's been proven not to be. Oh no, it's up to Lucius. Do you want to come?
Yeah, I'll come.
What are you guys doing with the fairy?
I
was gonna ask her
don't
if-
know.
I was gonna talk to her and see if there's stuff going on over there, because that's where I picked him up, and it might be a drug trip. But there was shit happening over there that I think I remember.
That's true. Most of you think you remember shit that were happening over there, of you that were there.
I mean, to Sigurd, like, she wasn't tripping that hard.
Yeah, you remember it pretty well.
Yeah.
Until, you know, you did get gassed pretty hard at the end, and that wiped a few minutes off it. But you definitely remember all the owls fucking up, everyone not being able to talk to each other with their minds anymore. Audrey and Trent got really freaked out. Audrey especially because she couldn't talk to Lily for a while, and there was talk of a mirrored elevator.
Things did get weird over there.
So I'm gonna. So things keep pointing over here. So I'm gonna talk to the only person that I know lives there.
All right. If you do decide to like break in and stuff like that, let us know.
Yes.
Like, that was the plan.
All right.
Sigurd's gonna be like, wait a minute, and she's
Wait a
gonna
minute.
go run over.
Wait a minute.
Go run over and grab her other duffel bag.
Matthias?
Bam.
Yeah, we
You go ferry trip, you go home.
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 It's a school night.
'Tis a school night. Placement night for the rest of you. For those that are cool enough to have placements.
Oh yeah, that's right.
I'm good to carry on for a while longer, but I would need a quick break. Should we have a quick break and then
Yeah.
get back into it?
Yeah.
Same on both counts.
Alright, we'll be right back. We're back. He's been saying it every 10 seconds for the past 5 minutes. If you just
Sorry,
join
just the GIF.
it's really good. It's a really good GIF.
Don't do it. You're gonna have to raise the rating on this whole thing.
Ban. Insta ban.
Bam. Teleport.
Bam.
We're doing other things.
Guy, you're looking for real estate, aren't you?
Yes.
So
It's free real estate.
come
I
get.
mean, if it's free, so much the better. We can use the money to spruce it up, but I don't really know how that works in Nirvana.
Well, you know for certain that, you know, a bin bag full of cash is probably not going to cut it in terms of any of you getting actual legal ownership of any property. So you think your best bet is probably some crim types who will own it in their name and you pay them for the privilege of using it.
All right. Guess I'm going downtown to the Yakuza.
The Yakuza would probably be a great option for this. Pay them with their own money, you scumbag.
Make him give me the duffel bag back afterwards.
Do you go directly to
I mean, you don't use all of it at once.
Yeah, I'm not even taking the money with me, but yeah, I'll go to the office.
Uh-huh. We've got a map for that. It'll be all wrong. I can't even be bothered to go there. But the office is like right there. I think I decided it with that building earlier.
I think you're right.
Just plain clothes, I'm guessing.
Yep. I mean, I've got my undercover suit underneath, but I don't think I need it.
Yeah, no. two, cool-looking Japanese guys stood at the door. One of them steps forward and, puffs his chest out a bit. Other one points at your bald head and says something in Japanese. And then he deflates himself and opens door for you.
I will nod and give him a smile. Genuine, not mocking.
Mm-hmm. You'd head in and
So my bald head is my defining feature that the Yakuza now use to identify me. Great. Guess I'm gonna have to stop shaving.
And you would see in there is Sai and Masahiko, the lieutenant whose home you invaded.
Yeah, right. I will keep my hands in plain sight.
You're back soon?
We've been making some progress. Do you know anything about an operation in the sewers recently?
Yes.
I have absolutely no proof, but I am concerned that that may be the Americans in on the island. Even if it's not, it's something that has to be dealt with.
5 Secret Surf died last night.
Yeah, I saw it. They were blobbed.
Blob escaped.
Yeah, it's running around down there. So that's exciting.
Do you know where it is?
Nope.
Are you looking for it?
I'm not sure. I think so. One of our crew may have befriended it.
Well, thank you. This is useful. Wait.
Yeah, I'm not exactly sure. If it's something that I think you should know or can help us with, I'll make sure to pass that along.
Ensure
In
it
the
is
meantime-
not fed any information.
Yeah, that's actually a really good point that I will make sure to pass along to my guys.
Good.
I'm actually here about something else. As sort of we've been doing a bad job in what our goal is, which is supporting the people of Nirvana, especially the underprivileged. So we want to open a community center, something to support the people of the, what do they call the projects here?
Blocks.
The blocks. That's right. Yeah, something to support the people of the blocks. Teaching self-defense courses, maybe finance classes or arts and crafts, youth sports leagues, that sort of thing.
Whole thing just feels so lib.
Shut up. Not really, but yes. We were hoping that maybe you would, in your stated goal of helping the people of Nirvana, be interested in supporting us with this.
Yes. What are you asking for? We aren't interested in giving you money.
I wouldn't think of asking you for money, but I was thinking maybe you would have some sort of a space that you either own or could sublet to us somehow, and allow us to renovate it and set it up for this sort of project.
Do you speak Japanese at all?
Nope.
They talk to each other for a while in Japanese, maybe Maybe a few sentences here and there. They ask a couple more questions, pin you down to what it is you're after, and then they like, we have a couple of places that we'd be happy to rent to you.
Well, that was easy. Yeah. Should we make an appointment to go see him or something? You just want to give me their addresses and I'll look and tell you which one I want and we can discuss price?
Shouts in Japanese at one of the, young, cool-looking guys in the suits with his tattoos showing at his sleeves because they rolled up while he's playing the Tekken machine or whatever they've got in the corner. And he goes, and he goes into a back room, comes out a couple minutes later with a lockbox, and he opens it up. And Sai reaches in and pulls out 2 key rings and chucks them at you.
Do I have to roll to catch him? Can I just catch him and look?
You can just catch him and look cool. I'm happy with that.
All right. Yeah. So, great. These keys will just open any door in the city?
Oh, it's in Japanese. Yeah, they've got little key tags with, something written on them in Japanese.
Okay.
It's like, give them back.
We have someone that reads those.
Yeah, that's true. I do know somebody that'll be able to...
But you've already given them back, and he rips off a piece of paper from a notepad on the table and scribbles down the addresses on the key rings in English. And hands you the keys back with that piece of paper.
I was like, cool. I'll come back in the next couple of days.
Yeah, cool. Don't do anything weird in those places, like chop up bodies or anything, yeah?
Oh, no. Like, I'm being serious. Like, we really do want to open up.
So long
Also, between the two of us, do you really think that I would be the one chopping up a body in some weird warehouse?
So long as...
I mean, let's be honest. We're on okay terms, but you're the fucking Yakuza.
I don't want
And you are key.
looking into either of those buildings, okay?
Say that again?
I don't want Surf looking into either of those buildings, okay?
That's fair. Yes. Whatever we do there will be legitimate.
And
probably.
And let us know if you start, like, asking people for money or giving it out for, tax reasons. We don't want to get shut down for being capitalists.
Yeah, that's a good point. I think it'll be more of a community service thing, but I'll keep you apprised.
This thing sounds like it could make money. Once you got it, you should look at those buildings.
Yeah, that's ominous.
We're talking a couple of days.
Yeah, I mean, this is gonna be good for PR. Like, if you guys got somebody that could, teach a class, like think about donating an hour of their time a week to, coach some kids how to do some karate or whatever. Like, this is an opportunity.
Karate? That's totally racist, bro. Water obsessed. Like one of the guys who's playing over at Tekken.
Karate's Japanese. You're Japanese. Do you not know karate?
His friend's like, bro, you totally know karate.
Shut up, bro.
He's like, yeah, he slaps him. He's like, yeah.
Wow.
We could teach
my
him.
relationship with these guys is immensely better than it was. Okay, well then, yeah, I'll be back in a couple of days, and thanks for being so cool about this, and for being so cool about everything.
Boss likes you. You should see those properties before you thank us too much.
Yeah, okay, that's a good point. Thanks again, and I'll take off.
Yep. Okay. Fairy Island.
Fairy Island. I go to my usual drop-off spot and then just pop it open, and it probably smells so strong.
Mm-hmm. All the ears smell it pretty quick.
I'll like whistle real loud.
It's a balmy evening. You hear a few animals like are running away at the sidelines from the whistle. Things that had come a bit closer to investigate the loud bamfing noise.
And then I wait.
Lily opens the thermos and does nothing. A minute passes.
I mean, I whistle.
Oh, she whistles.
I set it on this. Yeah, I set it on the spot where I usually.
Mm-hmm. I'm just prompting to see if anyone else does anything.
I think like Sigrid sits down and crosses her legs, watching in childlike anticipation.
Lucius just lights a cigarette and waits.
Like it's a fairy. It's an actual fairy.
I don't think Lucius has seen it before, or has he?
I don't think so.
I can't remember who were there when it got seen, when you met. I forgot. You don't even know its name, the fairy.
Lucius is going to be pretty incredulous about this whole thing, but after that thing on the sewers, he's ready to believe anything.
So none of you see anything, but then suddenly there's a splashing sound and the thermos is ever so slightly heavier, Lily.
Peek down into it.
It's got a fairy in it, doing backstroke, diving down, floating back up to the top. So,
Wait, what's the thermos made of?
plastic, probably? Or aluminium? Let's hope plastic for the fairy's sake.
It's plastic.
And then she floats to the top and like puts her arms over the edge. It's like, oh, it's so warm, so tasty. And then she just like lowers her face down into the water up to the nose, blowing bubbles and glugging hot peppermint sticky super strong tea.
Yeah, I made it just for you. I was hoping maybe you could like answer some questions for me. And like as we're friends.
No answers without questions, though. Oh, so minty.
Like, yeah. Do you want to ask the first one or should I?
You go. Wait, no, all for me.
The tea?
This is all mine, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you go.
Like, all right. So, have there been like many other humans on the island other than like us?
Not recently.
Okay, now you go.
I'll save my question for another time.
Okay.
Her turn.
There was.
She suddenly flies out of the... No, his turn, she says. She suddenly flies out of the tea, dripping, so she sags a bit. And she buzzes and bumbles towards Lucius. She's acting kind of drunk. And as her wings flap like hummingbird speed, your face, gets misted with peppermint tea. And then she lands on your nose and licks your forehead and says, "Your question."
Sorry, out of character. I was not expecting this. I did not have a question prepared. Anything we should ask them?
I mean, ask away.
How will I
Anything
die?
that, like, I just asked about humans on this island other than us, so
It's also okay to be not sure what to ask. You were just put
Yeah.
on the spot, like the
Yeah.
character was just put on the spot.
What should I ask?
Lucius is gonna say, sorry, I was not prepared for this. Can I ask you this question later?
No, I want your question. I'll use my question for you. Do you want to make a trade?
Sure.
Hmm.
What would you like?
We'll think about it later. What do you want?
that was a Lily inhaled too.
Nothing in particular, but I would like to help you if I can. I was not aware of fairs existed until today, so it's a good way to make up for it.
We'll think about it. Any question? She licks your eyebrow. Sucking.
Something.
Do you know if? Damn it. Do you have any idea of knowing if the island will be in danger?
It's always in danger. But the island? No. Strong magic protects the island. So, it's only you that would be in danger.
That's sort of comforting. Thank you.
Who else is here?
Its turn. Sigrid.
Sigrid.
Just Sigrid?
Yeah, I think just
Yep.
Sigurd.
Myas, have you gone home to your mom?
Yeah, I probably had to swing by the house.
Yeah, you will have had a couple texts from her. You tell me that the world is ending and I must start preparing a spell, and then you don't come home for like 24 hours.
Sorry, Mom must be his own comment.
Okay. Old girl. Your question. Back in the tea.
That's you, Red.
Oh. I have question?
If you want it, I wasn't as interested in you as him.
An old Norse ask her why not.
I don't think she speaks Old Norse. She
speaks Celtic.
Yeah,
ancient Celtic.
should reply in ancient Celtic. Like, I remember this language. You were some of the first to come and fuck us up, you pricks.
That doesn't quite make sense, because
No, probably not.
No, yeah.
The English.
damn Saxons.
You're... No
Come
on, Sigrid,
question.
ask it.
No question.
Ask what's your name? Huh?
Nice
Shit.
try.
It was worth a shot.
I'll give you one more question, Lily. Your friends are rude, though.
Laugh. And then go, all right. Are there any human-made constructions on the wild islands?
Ugh. Too many. Poisonous iron. everywhere. Like a disease. A fungus rooting around. I can feel it underneath the soil. They're even above ground, hidden by my plants, of course. Someone clears them occasionally, though not for a few months now. Maybe a season.
Would you show us one?
I'll show you the one that gets cleared.
Thank you.
That way, points, stays in the tea.
I'll walk until she stops guiding us.
Mm-hmm. After about 2 hours of walking,
Or floating on my...
yeah,
Okay,
anyone can give me navigation land. Or just straight up IQ checks at about a -6. Or survival
-6?
jungle. Or another survival defaulted at about 2 or 3.
Nope.
Which were you looking for? Navigation land? I don't think I have any of them.
You got a survival, right?
I actually don't.
Oh, fair enough then. Okay, so
Lucius got anything?
it takes about 3 hours then, probably.
Okay.
And she eventually gets to the place and says, wow, yeah, no. Not for Sigrid.
Sigrid, no help.
So we get done at like 10 p.m.
Yeah, it's the sun's just setting over the horizon, you know. It's pretty dark in places on this lumpy fairy island. And she gestures at a big mound of vines that have grown over a massive cliff. And they part, revealing a big steel door. Fairly rusty in places.
Well. I'll bribe an owl over here and see if they can't keep an eye on it indefinitely for me. Like, dump, like, all of the contents of my bag out.
Ooh, I'll move here. Yes, okay. I have friends who will come and watch this place with me.
Just a side note, I love that in my mythos that she's just got pockets full of dead mice and bacon.
Disgusting. I'd like to think they're in, you know, Ziploc bags.
They're in Ziploc bags. It's just the fact that, like, you know, she's like looking for her wallet or something like that, and she pulls out a bag of like bacon and dead mice. And just, oh, here it is.
Please leave now, madam.
But yeah, I'll set down the thermos on the ground for her and thank her so much for her time.
Nods, there are a lot more. Easier to find on the smaller islands. There's one on almost every small island.
Give a nod. I'll keep that in mind. Thank you so much.
Yeah. She's just in the thermos that you've set down.
All right, it's getting late. I think probably at least one of us has to go home. Seeing as, you know, he's got unkidnapped parents.
Also, Lily should sleep, seeing as you've got to be at your placement fairly early tomorrow.
Yep.
Audrey.
So that's...
Yes.
Are you making your call to Gam Gam tonight?
No, tomorrow morning.
What time would it be tomorrow morning?
I mean, pretty damn early. So
Okay.
like 5 in the morning.
All right. Yeah. Perfect. Feel like we are getting about close to a good wrapping up time, but let's look at that call. Don't feel.
Also,
Go on.
Also, Lily did admit to you that, she was the one survivor the place your parents died.
Yeah. I caught that. There was an acting role related to that.
Okay, I was just.
Yep.
I can attest. I saw it.
That was, in fact, a bombshell.
I don't feel super ready to role play that conversation, honestly, because I feel
That's
like
fine.
we need to discuss more of what your family dynamics are like and what your family's like
Sure.
in general.
I feel like we could all go to the rec center.
Oh, yes, let's have a look at that for a final scene. So, Guy, you maybe call everyone up at 8 p.m. when you've done talking to the Yakuza, or when you've done checking both buildings out yourself.
I'll go.
Yeah, I'm in.
And then, yeah, at 10 p.m. the other guys show up, probably while you're already starting to move some equipment back and forth.
So there was a clear winner? Or was it just the not worst loser?
Both have got potential, and you might want to use them for different things. So, one of them was formerly a...
Roller skating ring?
Yes.
Awesome.
Its previous use was a roller skating rink, and it currently has a dilapidated roller skating rink in there, along with expected accoutrement. It is... Let's take you to the place on the map. That is a property not very far from where you're currently at. It's nearby the theme park.
Oh, that makes sense.
Sort of like this sort of location, but a kilometer underground. There is a lot of residential surrounding it as well, though.
Which section is this? This is New Kampa, or no?
It's Kadampa, technically. Old Kadampa. It's not really named because it's such a shithole. Especially in the underground parts. It is essentially old Kadampa.
I think isn't this side of the island the newer or the older side of the island?
Where we're at now, you mean?
Like the northern bit, yeah.
Yeah. This is the eldest settled parts, and underground are the eldest settled parts. So this building's, like, the bones of it will be from 1970 to 1975, and it were probably used as a roller skating rink right up until the Yakuza acquiring it in, like, 1988 or something. And it's been used as, occasional Yakuza beatdown location.
So there's like dried blood in the middle of the ring.
Yeah, smashed bottles, things like that.
That would be a great place for a brawl, though.
Is that Tooth?
This place is neat.
Let me just mark the roller rink.
And what was the other one?
Your other option is an old pharmacy. That was its previous usage. So it's got some fairly secure rooms, like a full safe room, even. And the other walls, all interior, are fairly flimsy. So you could pretty much change that to suit whatever you wanted if you put the efforts in. But it's much smaller, obviously.
I mean, that's just a good place for us.
And it's nowhere nearby. It's much closer to Yakuza territory. Actually, it's not that far. It's still deep underground, but it's more like here.
But
I mean-
I think for what we're going for, that roller rink is definitely the.
I mean,
Uh-huh.
we do need a new shop.
Much
Yeah,
more
we do.
square
Red
footage
Bull.
at the roller rink.
Like they didn't want these places to come up on Surf's radar, but otherwise, they're pretty cool with us doing whatever. In fact, in general, they were way nicer than I expected them to be when I went into their office. So,
Like, the boss seemed to like you a lot.
and all I had to do was take off my mask.
Hmm.
Let's not use that as a tactic all the time, but
We need a flashback scene where it's the boss as, like, you know, a little boy in 1930s Japan or whatever, and his bald uncle.
Or no one cared who I was until I took off the mask.
I think we do both. We move our shop into this place. You don't shit where you eat.
The roller rink
think
or the pharmacy?
Our hideout / shop in the pharmacy, and the roller rink becomes the community center.
You don't, Tara. Miss Fancy, I have more than one room in my house.
If you only have one room in your house, why would you shit inside?
How attached are we to the community center idea?
You got another option?
Not.
I mean, roller rinks are cool.
Yeah. And it'd take way less work to fix this up than to turn it into a community center.
I mean, sure, it would be harder to like have yoga classes and stuff, but it would still be a center where people can come together and like be a community.
I mean,
is there still like an
So
an arcade zone?
Yeah, there's other parts to it. It's not just the roller rink. It's
Yeah,
even
it'd
over
still be
2
a roller-
floors. This place.
like it can still be a roller rink, and we have roller rink hours. But I mean, seriously, we could set up like basketball hoops and soccer nets on that too.
All right.
Like
Just like have a
literally,
big old carpet.
I mean, carpet or laminated wood. It's all roller
Yeah.
rinks are, and basketball courts are.
Let's say this conversation's happening Wednesday. No, yeah, we'll stick with Tuesday evening for now. That's fine.
I mean, that was my out of character input.
I like it. Let's take a roller. I'm up for a roller skating ring. I mean,
I mean,
I hate
how much
them,
do they
but
want?
I'm okay.
They said that we could negotiate. They also saw that there was, income potential here. So I think they would probably be willing to give us a pretty good break until we got things like up and running and sustaining.
I mean, if anyone's gonna launder money for us, they're the guys to do it.
Well, I mean, that's probably the trade-off, is they would probably want us to launder money for them. But, is that the worst thing in the world?
According
So-
to
We're getting into some really gray area stuff here.
Like,
Yeah.
money laundering. I don't see a problem.
I mean, if we're looking to just make
Money
money, I'd
laundering
rather tell the truth.
gentrifiers.
It's not just
yeah, money
like,
laundering's okay if you use it to gentrify an area.
gentrification, just like give the people who live around here something better in their lives than just hoping they don't get mugged on the way home.
Paternalistic money laundering gentrification.
Oh, don't worry, we can smack down any idea you put forward.
Obviously.
I'm sorry, just out of character, this idea is so just
Mhm.
It is strange for me.
We don't have to focus in on it. It's just something that,
I mean,
But
Audrey
it gives
fully
me a
intends
forum to build an army.
Mm-hmm.
Ah, but imagine the army you could build if you traveled back to the 1800s.
Dude, you want to go to the 1800s? I'll take you to the 1800s.
You can't do that, I'm afraid.
No, I can't do that, but nobody else knows that.
It took.
Yeah, you told us that you can't take others.
It
That
took
you can only affect your timeline.
orders of
Yeah.
magnitude of energy to get you here.
All
Such
right.
a good scene that I love playing out in my head. Guy getting transported to the 20th century. The ocean of jelly he gets dipped in. Radical.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds pretty gross.
You can't imagine. You
We'll
can't
take 'em
hear
both.
what's happening in my head. So you're taking them both.
I don't know. There seems to be some pushback on the community center, and if we're not on board, then we're
It's
not on
mostly
board.
out of character pushback.
I mean, out of character is ridiculous, but that's okay. We can be ridiculous. It's superheroes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Your concepts about how it might work on Nirvana are very misguided, but as you progress, you will learn how it is carried out.
Ooh, I've got an idea.
Go ahead.
People down there sometimes struggle with money, right? So what if we set up a payday loan company?
Oh God.
That would be very helpful, and we can make a profit. Let's do it.
Yep, profits will get you
Or-
deported quicker than anything else, just about.
I mean, we're paying taxes on the profit.
In this area, at least.
Cough, cough, cough. Dunning.
Yep. It's you need to come to realize that there are things that you need to come to realize.
I think Guy only has a certain amount of historical record to base his knowledge off of when it comes to like the inner workings. This place already works differently than he expected,
Oh
based
yeah.
on what he's
Same.
been led to believe.
And Lily's a rich girl, so she has totally out of the loop.
Sigurd's still got a pretty archaic grasp on things.
All right, I got to crash. I woke up at 4:30 today, and I got to wake up at 4:30 again tomorrow.
Yeah.
Fair.
We should call it here.
Here.
Here. Couple of very quick post-credit scenes. Lily getting to work, or arriving at the placement at Horizon.
Mm-hmm.
What's your dream job at Horizon?
Reporter.
Yeah. Oh yeah, no, you explained to me what you wanted to do on the first day.
Get me photos of Spider-Man.
She's already a nosy Miss Lady, and she has all of the freaking scoops, and she wants to, put some of them in the light. She doesn't even need to get the credit for it, like, doesn't need to be on the TV, just staff reporter.
Well, when you arrive and you clock in, someone comes running over and says, "Oh, Lily, is it Lily?
Yeah.
You've got a new placement now. Like, do you want to follow me?
Okay.
I'm so jealous. I wish I'd got this placement when I was your age. You're just wow. Just oh my God." And you're in an elevator, I'm afraid.
Going down.
Going up.
Alright, so I'm holding on to the little guardrail thing.
All the way to the top. Opens into the huge lobby of the penthouse office of Horizon Industries. And the doors to the main office are wide open. And the CEO themselves are there.
Float
Oh, Lily Dunning. Great. Like, come on in. I've been told a little bit about you already. I want to learn more and find out where we need to put you exactly. Cut to another post-credits scene. No, I think that one's kind of good, maybe. I don't think anyone's going to know. Yeah, that one's good. That one's good. So, we're the Kobold Cafe. That was Upsilon Transcending in GURPS 4th edition. I am Luke, and I was the GM, and I still need to update the credits, because not playing Trent Brightmore, we had Z-Warrior.
Hey, I'm Z-Water, playing Miles, and made a new friend today.
Mm-hmm. Big D.
Big D.
I love Big D. Big D just want to do Big D's thing. We had James.
Hey, I'm James. I played Sigrid, and Sigrid is currently very happy that now we all trust each other. Except Lucius.
He knew it was he knew that was gonna happen.
Matthias hid his involvement more than Lucius did, but Lucius gets the blame.
Yeah, I kind of found it hilarious that as soon as Matthias started revealing the exact same thing as what Lucius had been doing, everyone were like, "Oh, that's horrible, Mawson, that monster."
Well, yeah, but Lucius was voluntarily doing it.
Whereas
He was
Matthias
being
was getting
Matthias was getting
honest and
blackmailed.
blackmailed with seemingly forged documents. Yeah, but we had Jared.
Yeah, I'm Jared. I play Matthias Oberlin. You're expert on the Rhine. It doesn't come up too often. Also, I just realized that our post-credit scenes are actually pre-credit scenes because these are the credits.
Yep. I've known it all along, but I just roll with it. I might give you a real post-credits scene. It's a Marvel post-credits scene, you know.
It's like halfway through the credits.
I feel it's like a Deadpool post-credit scenes at this point because we're having sidebar during the credits.
Yeah.
I'm okay with that.
Everoth.
Hello, I am Eberoth. And I was your hated for now on Lucius.
I love Lucius. Lucius is great.
So do I.
I got such vivid imagery of Lucius in my mind. We had any
Also,
clothes? I can taste him. We had Terra.
Yeah,
Sorry.
Hey, I'm Tara, and I play Lily, the one who knows what Lucius did on Fairy Island tonight. You screwed yourself so hard, buddy.
probably.
You made undetermined trade with a fae.
Yep. But he has no idea to tell what he was doing, so I could not reject that deal out of character and in character.
In his
Oh,
defense,
yeah.
there is peer pressure.
Yeah.
It's gonna be
Also-
hysterical. Anyway, that was. Yeah,
There was Fae pressure too. We had Terra.
that was me.
That was you.
David
We
said
had
that.
Colin.
I played Guy, the time traveler who hasn't killed anybody in like a week and a half now. And if I have to apologize to Big D and eat crow in front of Matthias, I'm going to be pissed.
Big D might apologize to you. We'll see.
I'd be okay with that.
And we had Lee.
Hi, I'm Lee. I play Audrey, and this week she got to be a massive hypocrite.
Cool. Yes, she did. Well, GG. Thanks very much for playing. Thanks very much for watching. We're the Kobold Cafe. You can catch us on Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, Patreon, most things at Kobold Cafe. We've got a website which is thekoboldcafe.com. We'll be back on Sunday with Children of the Sky. We'll be back on Thursday with more Star Wars, and we'll be back next Friday with more of this. Say goodbye.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Bye. Bye bye.